She's riveted still.
There she is. There she is.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Oh.
Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch and Infinite Combinations number 172, where we're exploring all of the Twilight Zone. Today we're taking a closer look at the two episodes Once Upon a Time and 5 Characters in Search of an Exit. And they both premiered in December, so they're holiday episodes, I suppose.
December of 61.
December of 61, that's right. December 15th and December 22nd. And today we have with us in the chat, we have Gavin. He was the first one here. Then we have Snortopoopus. So glad to have you guys.
Hello.
Yeah, and hello also to Stone Racket. How are you doing today?
I'm here because I'm here because I'm here because I'm here. I'm doing great. How about you?
Yeah, that's great. No, he was a very good troll. Hello to Entropy Manor. Clown. Oh.
Were you referring to the
I
character?
stand by. I stand by his function.
Oh, his function. Gotcha. And how is Scotty?
Oh, tickety boo, yo.
Yay.
Yay. That's great. Okay, good news. That means we're ready.
We're ready.
To talk about the Twilight Zone today.
You got it.
All I have to do is bring up the slides that I created last night.
All you have to do is twitch your little nose and the slides will appear like magic.
Yeah. Oh, there they are. How did that happen? Yes. Then Once Upon a Time first aired on TVs December 15th, 1961. This one was written. I hear myself.
Yeah, there was an echo.
That was my mistake.
It was written by Richard Matheson and directed by Norman Z. McLeod.
McLeod.
Yeah. McLeod.
No, McLeod is how Yanks pronounce it. McLeod is how Scottish and Irish pronounce it.
McLeod,
yeah. Martin Grams Jr. did the commentary track on the Blu-ray, and that's how he pronounced it.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Did you listen to the commentary track for this one?
Yes.
That's lovely.
I listened to the commentary track for both episodes.
I got to buy this Blu-ray set already. Hello to Jason Love. Great to see you. And Pierce Kelly. Glad you guys and Snorty are all here. And Gavin. And so McLeod was chosen very deliberately.
Yes.
Because he was sort of almost retired. And so he would only do work if he thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And he worked on really old stuff. Even old compared to when the Twilight Zone was made. Because he made stuff in the 30s and everything.
Yeah, he started in the silent era, just at the end of the silent era in 28. And he directed the Marx Brothers in Monkey Business and Horse Feathers for Paramount. And then he also for Paramount, he directed a couple of W.C. Fields movies, If I Had a Million and It's a Gift, which is probably one of his better full-length movies. But yeah, and then he also went on to direct one of the road pictures with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and then he made some movies just with Bob Hope, like The Pale Face, and what was another one he did? That's the only one that comes to mind.
Well, Mark Zicree cites Monkey Business, Horse Feathers,
right?
The Secret Life
of Walter Mitty. With Danny Kaye. Yeah, that's based on James Thurber's short story. That's
He also
correct.
mentions a disastrous Alice in Wonderland that I've never heard of.
Oh my goodness, that's a Paramount production from '33, and it's got to be seen to be believed.
It's
But
not
anyway,
good, I guess.
well,
And it's a disaster.
it's just you just watch it.
Oh,
It has a lot of Hollywood stars that wish they weren't they were elsewhere, but yeah, it's a creepy fest, creepy cringe fest that needs to be seen to be believed. It's from
wow.
'33, I believe.
That's kind of crazy to mess up Alice in Wonderland. That's supposed to be a trip.
You I guess.
Yes.
It's a very
So,
clever couple of books.
yeah, so he worked with all these comedians, and so he hadn't yet worked with Buster Keaton. So he was
Yeah.
excited for this.
And that's why he said, "Sign me up," when he heard he was going to work with Keaton. Now, they were friends socially, but they had never worked together in the movies.
Yeah.
And of course, Buster Keaton, classic comedian. Have you all seen The General? His movie from 1926, silent movie.
I am severely lacking in any of my Buster Keaton watch
Yeah,
along.
that is the best Keaton movie by far, and it concerns. It's set against the background of a specific true incident during the Civil War, where the Union Army, a group, came down and started sabotaging the railroad, but they stole one of the Confederate trains, the General. And Buster Keaton is a Confederate soldier, train engineer, and he tries to get the train back. But it's they had access to the actual General, which was still a museum. Well, it was a museum piece, but was still functional, and they had permission to use it. But then when the folks there at the museum found out it was a comedy, they went, "Forget it." They were upset that they were making a comedy. But the thing is, the story is done straight as far as the historical drama. It's just that Buster Keaton's character is comedic, and there's comedic situations. It has nothing to do with the Union Army or the Confederate Army looking like buffoons. It's just Buster is the one that's doing some of the comedy, and his fiance also. But it's a brilliant movie, his best movie by far.
Great.
So Sherlock Jr. is a good one if you're a film buff. That one is very clever. Those are the two that I highly recommend for Buster Keaton classics.
Yeah, I have to catch up on those. I have to figure it out. Jill, I think you're ticking. But after a couple
Oh,
of,
no.
I know exactly what's happening. She just has to switch her mic.
Oh, yeah.
But she'll be back. I promise. I can assure you.
We'll be right back with Jill after
With
these.
Jill.
No.
Yeah, precisely. Brought to you by Chesterfield Cigarettes.
Is that the brand that Serling smoked?
Is this better?
No.
No. You just got to switch it over to the good mic.
Okay. How about that?
That's better.
There you go. Because before you sound like you were speaking from a metal drum.
No. I've been having problems with the cord from my microphone. I bought a new one, but it won't be here until tomorrow. And so, you're gonna have to put up with me maybe dropping in and out.
Oh dear.
So, and also my notes say that music composed for this episode. What happened?
I'm sorry. There was an echo because of the. Anyway, I muted the wrong button.
I forgot about that echo. Okay, I'm fine with that. I don't have to go to opera. We don't need my sound effects today.
If anybody asks, it's our first day.
No, if anybody asks, it's all StreamYard's fault. StreamYard, everybody knows StreamYard messes things up all of the time. And in this instance,
Yeah.
this is a StreamYard bug, and I should be able to share my screen audio without an echo. Anyway, I will read this from Gavin. Jill was trapped in a large metal drum. One Jill in search of an exit? That's great. Very clever, Gavin. Yes, there was special music composed for this episode by William Lava, played by Ray Turner, and I'm supposing that's because of the silent film aspect of
Oh,
this
you got
episode.
it. Yeah, which was decided after the fact, after they had filmed it as a straight dialogue, and they. Well, anyway, you go ahead and explain that. I'm sorry, Jill. I'm
Yes,
jumping
yes,
ahead.
exactly. No, but I love that. I love that they came up with that later. It's like when they
Yeah.
made Look Who's Talking, and they made this boring romance movie, and they're like, "What do we do with this? This is terrible." And then I know, let's make the baby talk, and then they changed the whole movie. So we start the episode in the middle of a town square. There's farm animals, pigs, and chickens just hanging out. Because
Yes,
back in
and
the
the
day, we used to
yeah,
hang out with our food.
and the inner titles tell us oink oink and cluck cluck. That's so clever, isn't
Oh
it, Jill?
yeah, it's really cute.
Like it's
Yeah.
no, it's cringe, but that's my opinion.
Well, but not really being an expert in silent films, I thought it was adorable. So
Did you also like the tweet from the harmonica?
yes.
Oh no,
Oh
spoiler.
yes, yes. Spoiler, but yes, there's
Yeah,
something very, very good about that I like that we'll get to.
yeah.
So, but
The editor had a heck of a time with this, and then when they decided to do it a silent movie takeoff, they cut every third frame to give it that uh, silent movie. You know, they used to hand crank, and the frame rate wasn't standardized until 26. So that's
so
why some of those, but there were like Max Sennett comedies were deliberately undercranked for that fast, jerky. But most of the other uh, silent films were at 18 frames a second, and that's how they should be projected. Hence the term flickers, because there was a slight flicker
and that's what it said,
until they standardized the frame rate at 24 frames a second.
but I didn't really notice that. And so it must have been really subtle in this instant. It wasn't really jarring. I've kind of seen it be
Yeah,
really,
not
really.
really jarring, just slight. It's slightly. It's not over exaggerate like Max Sennett, for instance, but comedies. But there we go.
So I didn't know what to do. So these slides are here in my slides, but they're also in my notes because usually I
Hmm.
have all my dialogue either in the script. The transcript does not include this
Oh
because
my
this is
goodness.
all on screen. Yeah, because the transcript only includes
Yeah,
what's
they
been
should say it
spoken.
should say intertitle and then give it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, the transcript is not a full script. It's
Yeah.
not a full teleplay.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's just the
Jill, I'm
subtitles.
shocked. I'm shocked.
Ah. I don't always have the best. Anyway, our hero Woodrow Mulligan, a disgruntled citizen of Harmony, New York, 1890. You live in Harmony. You think you'd be in Harmony,
Yeah.
but
That's irony, Jill. No, I'm sorry.
Woodrow
Tuesday
Mulligan
Tuesdays are my Captain Obvious day of the week. No, I'm sorry.
is played, of course, by Buster Keaton, and with Richard. Okay, so Richard Matheson says, I met Buster Keaton through Bill Cox, a writer friend of mine, and I thought, gee, that would be wonderful if we could get Keaton into the Twilight Zone. And so that's how this happened. And he's reading all these things like there's a government surplus of only 85 million, and he's saying this like it's a bad thing. But the last time we had a surplus was in 2001. So that means that's the last time the government stayed within budget and didn't spend more than we brought in the United States.
Yeah. And then
But he's saying, what's our country coming to?
yeah, he's dismayed at the price of steak.
That's the
Like
price
what,
of steak at
7 cents a
17
pound
cents.
or 17 cents
17.
a pound. And
Yeah, we'll get to
I'm like, "Holy smokes, count me in for that."
yeah, I'd be stacking some free. I'd buy a freezer. I'd buy a deep freezer if
Yeah, and fill
steak
it up.
were 17 cents a pound if I found that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's 1890. There are no freezers.
Oh,
Ah!
no, I know. Oh, right. I had to buy this big block of ice.
Yeah, several blocks of ice.
Well, then in that case, you have to cure it, hang it upside down, salt it. Okay,
Yeah.
so then, gosh, Scotty, there's still a way. There's still a way to save meat. Since then, we've been in so gosh, I would like it if we had another surplus one of these years because we just been in
Yeah.
deficit after deficit every year. But
Balanced budget amendment, and they never enact that, and it's just crazy.
no, it's the problem is both sides love to spend money,
Oh, you got it.
but
They
our
like to
friend,
spend our money.
right. And so Woodrow Mulligan, though, doesn't feel so great about it. He doesn't know how good he has it, basically. So, and yeah, but that's the neatest thing. This was a surprise to me, just for everything to turn into a silent movie. And it was,
Yeah, it's
I think
spruce
Oink
things
Oink
up,
Cluck Cluck is
and
adorable.
I'm surprised they didn't. Well, we need to talk to Richard Matheson, but we can't right now. But it's like what was he wasn't a fan of this episode. Let me just put that. what
Really?
they did. Well, oh yeah, what they did to his script because well, Jill's going to get to that. I don't want to spoil things, but
Testing. Yeah, okay. I had a
Where's that?
problem. It fell out. Anyway,
here's your favorite intertitle, Jill.
oh yeah, I like this. Well, how do you know what the animals sound like?
Yeah,
Sirloin.
really. Well, sirloin steak. What do they think we are? Millionaires? Now that's funny. That is funny.
I mean, once again, something that we think is wonderful is really pissing him off. And then he sees a special sale on ladies' hats for $195. Outrageous, he thinks. Way too expensive. He doesn't even say anything. You just the look on his face.
Man, the last hat I bought was a baseball cap, and that was $30.
Mm-hmm. One thing that happens in the past and the future is sexy ladies selling stuff. So here we have buggy whips.
Buggy whips.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, I'm not thinking of buggies when I see this poster.
Neither
Like,
am I.
what the heck? What kind of kinky stuff are Nelson's in anyway? Do you have the note on Nelson?
Yes, I do. It's in reference to Ralph W. Nelson, the production manager.
Yeah.
And then of course we see a young man playing the trumpet or some kind of not a trumpet but something like that.
It looks kind of more like a kind of a bugle, but whatever the small trumpet is called. It's like,
yeah, it's not precisely a trumpet, but yeah. Kind of the brass family.
You got it. We're back to the buggy whips.
Yeah, for saddles.
Yeah, it's.
I wanted to look at the horn again. A bull whip. Yes.
An intertitle.
Oh, pretty soon. But I want to say hello to Kimberly and Knight and Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swift. Great to see you.
He's always lolling. That Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swift guy.
Yes.
Lots of love.
And Kimberly and Knight. Also good to see you. And Matt G, of course.
And what I like here is the portrayal of how noisy everything is, even though we don't have to hear any of the cacophony. The entire time all we hear is very pleasant piano music. But we're meant to realize the pain of Mulligan hearing all this chaos, including this blacksmith working. Too much noise for him. And he hears the clang and the sounds of the whatever kind of trumpet that is. Greek letter says there's also the full Nelson stance, but I'm afraid the algorithm won't let me explain it. It says okay. And then we've got cops in this episode, the police officer.
Yeah,
and
classic
Keystone.
The classic Keystone regalia from the Max Sennett studio. But that's actually how they dress, but I'm not sure if it's exactly 1890, but it could be. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. They had a pretty good costume person, so.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody did some research for this one.
But it makes me think, just like Scotty said, it makes me think of the Keystone Cops.
Well, he's basically warning Mulligan that a carriage is right behind him to get out of the way. But he
Keaton this is classic Keaton.
Can't you see that horse and carriage coming? Oh, there's
and he looks the wrong way, and then it's like yeah, Keaton did gags like that all the time, even in the Railroader Canadian film, right, Scotty?
Yeah. That is one that I've seen, yes.
That's so cute, but he does a daring stunt with a oncoming train.
Yeah, this was kind of funny. And it is all based on his appearance and the way he acts and doesn't see.
Yeah, and so Jill, what was Buster Keaton's moniker or nickname in the silent era? He was known as the Great Stone Face because he was. There was one movie where he smiled, and supposedly it was in France. The audience booed, and so audience.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
he's not allowed to smile.
Yeah, he's basically they had to cut that, but yeah, he was known as the Great Stone Face because that was his comedy.
Yeah, being serious was his comedy. Taking things seriously.
Just nonchalant.
Dry humor.
Very dry humor, and his response to things would be very understated, and that just made it funnier.
Yes.
Well, just because it
was. He seems very annoyed with the police officer. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, can't you hear the horses coming down the street? But
that's what I thought too.
But it's
he would have heard the horse clopping, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's a silent movie, Jill. Okay, so.
Well, and that's why I think a lot of the jokes here land. Like, imagine you're watching in 1961. I don't think they were doing any old reruns of Buster Keaton stuff. You would only see it on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They would do, but they were butchered for many years. They were butchered and used just clips, and with new soundtracks and goofy hosts interjecting and that kind of thing. But it was later in the 60s where Chaplin and Keaton were rediscovered, and their movies were shown intact on television. And that's how I got to see those classics when I was growing up.
Well, I just think
it's the later 60s. Yeah.
It's a great way to sort of, for younger people who were watching this, they didn't really know, maybe they, like me, they knew the legend of Buster Keaton, but they'd never actually seen anything. And to recreate the silent movie era in the Twilight Zone would have been sort of mind-blowing. It's just like, I thought I turned into, what is this? What is this?
What is this now?
It's something, and for older people, I'm sure this was nostalgic.
A treat, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
except for Mark Zucre, Mark Scott Zucre. It wasn't a treat for him.
Oh yeah, he didn't think it was funny. I disagreed. I thought it was.
There's some things I agree with. once we get to sound, it's profoundly unfunny, except for a few sight gags here and there. But
Well,
it's Stanley Adams and Keaton working together is fun. But this movie this episode is watch it for Buster Keaton. It's a treat. Oh my goodness, it was censored, Jill.
I love that. Also, the bicycle not over 8 miles per hour. How do you have a speed limit for a bicycle
It's like
when bicycles don't
outrageous,
have?
Jill.
But bicycles don't have speedometers.
Well, I beg to differ. My father's bike did. Believe it
I've
or
really?
never
not.
seen it.
I've
Yeah,
never seen one.
yeah. That was a cool bike that he ordered from Sears, and it was delivered, and he had to go down and pick it up at the train station.
Neat.
And
Oh, I stand corrected.
I'm going to ask my brothers if one of them can take a picture of my father's bike, so I can share that with you sometime, because he had that. It was still in great condition. It still is. But to operate the light, the front light, it took one of those huge dry cell batteries.
Oh man.
Yeah. So basically, a 1930s era bike.
The glove cleaner is here.
Yeah, he says, I discovered Buster Keaton movies long ago when AMC did those film preservation festivals. Yeah, when AMC used to be
Testing,
good.
test.
Yep.
We can hear Jill. Oh,
Not anymore.
not anymore.
She is muted though.
Oh dear. Yeah, she's still
All
working
right.
on her.
Yeah. No, I can't work on it. It's just either gonna work or it's not gonna work. Oh my goodness. So sorry. Scotty, can you read this from the glove cleaner? Just
Oh, I already
Oh.
did.
Yeah.
oh, you read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I was fussing with stuff when you
Yeah,
were
I
doing
just
it.
read it. But Scotty can read it
Okay.
again if he wants.
No, that's fine. Buster Keaton was a genius, but Charlie Chaplin was the visionary, says Greek letters. And yeah, so oh yeah, and then there's the penny farthing bike accident. I guess
Yeah.
maybe the bike was going over 8 miles an hour. I don't know.
Oh, it was definitely going over 8 miles.
And so he gets. Oh, I didn't get a picture of the bike, but
Oh dear. Yeah, it's
he
also
he's
censored
also
because he
censored.
wound up in the water trough there, Jill.
Yes, he's saying all sorts of bad things.
Yeah.
Can you switch your settings back over to the other mic?
Uh-oh, look at that sign next to Sirlane. It's
No standing.
not out of the it's not of the period. For shame.
Oh, and then we probably lost Jillian. But yes, then we have the opening narration, which I was kind of confused when it first started because of the interstitial titles. I was like, is this how he's going to introduce? Is it just going to be Rod Serling with the titles, which I thought would have been clever, but I'm glad that he comes in full Serling.
It's like, oh, hey, we're now a sound film. Excellent.
Oh, I didn't ask. Who wants to read for the opening and closing for this one?
I'll read for the next one for the 5 characters.
So is this you, Jill, or no?
Sure.
This is for whoever.
Yeah. I'll read this one and you read the end.
Sweet.
Mr. Mulligan, a rather dour critic of his times, is shortly to discover the import of that old phrase, out of the frying pan, into the fire. Said fire burning brightly at all times in the Twilight Zone.
What, they got arsonists in the Twilight Zone, Jill?
Well,
they have big bonfires, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So he's headed into the cellar. I guess he also lives here where he works.
Well, that's not clear. He's the janitor for the laboratory, but
Yes.
it's like he almost treats it like home. It's like
Yeah, he really does. Like he's just taking his pants off and well, because
Jill.
he fell in the pig trough and so his pants are
Yeah,
wet, so he needs to dry them off.
that's right. And it's a clever way to dry him off too.
Well, and there was also kind of a pratfall here because he thought he opened the cellar door, but he didn't, so he ran into it. And here he works for Professor Gilbert.
Dilbert.
Oh, Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Oh yeah, and then he complains about the noise. That reminds me of the Grinch.
The Grinch. Yeah, that's the same thing, Jill. I was thinking of the Grinch. The noise.
Yeah.
Boris Karloff,
yeah,
classic.
definitely. And yeah, poor guy has to use the manual drying machine here and hang it up.
Well, and it's great going back to the old-timey technology, which sort of sets up the punchline at the end.
Yeah. And so, but I do like the title card for the harmonica because when he first plays it, it sounds like a harmonica. But then when it gets wet, when it falls in the bucket and gets wet, you know that it sounds different because all the note lines are all squiggly. Oh, I didn't know if I got it or not.
And he presses his paper.
Yes, hot off the press. You gotta dry off your wet newspaper. And so then we go to Gilbert's lab where he sees Gilbert and his assistant working on their latest invention. It's a time helmet. And they're toasting each other to their magnificent brilliance. And they leave the room.
Conveniently. Jill, they're toasting to their success, but they haven't tested it.
Yeah, right.
It's like, how do they know it works?
Well, Woodrow does believe in Gilbert and the assistant,
Yeah.
so he immediately believes that he's going to use this to finally find some peace and quiet in a different time period. And so he decides to use it. Put it on, and you can visit any year you choose for 30 minutes. Only 30 minutes. So there's a time limit on this machine.
Which breaks later.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but for now it's working because through the powers of smoke and sparklers.
Yes. I wonder if they purposefully made it look as ridiculous as it is.
Oh yeah, it's a comedy.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so he's going to 1962. Although
Well, it says something.
It says 1950, but we know he's going to.
No, it's
modern time.
1960.
Yeah, it's 1960. Oh, it's at 60?
every 20 years. Every 20 years,
okay,
it goes
gotcha.
up to 1990.
Well, it goes 1940, 1960, 1970. So it is the dial.
I thought it said 80 and 90. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Anyway, his head sparking and filling up with smoke does cause him to panic. So he forgets about his pants and he runs out of the cellar in his underwear through the streets. and a chicken runs into him. And so he and the chicken go to the future.
Yes. I'm Woodrow Mulligan, and I'm not wearing pants.
And it's a dystopic future because of the impact that chicken had on everything that happened subsequently. The loss of that chicken caused a whole new timeline.
That's right.
Wait, no, we're traveling to the future. There's no new timeline. But I guess maybe it could have done something to the past. And somebody didn't get their chicken sandwich that day and didn't.
And died.
And died.
Someone got fired for losing a chicken. But speaking, it's kind of coincidental that this is a time travel episode, because I forgot to mention, Happy Back to the Future Day, everybody. October 21st, 2015.
Yay! Happy Back to the Future Day. Yay.
Yep,
all right.
40th anniversary, and
man.
they're re-releasing it to the theaters.
Yay. Yeah, 40th anniversary. Hey,
Yep.
I'm going to turn that age very shortly.
You're still 26. No,
Okay.
Scotty, since you were talking about the dystopian caused by the chicken being plucked out of time, are you referring to Ray Bradbury's classic "A Sound of Thunder" short story?
No, I was referring to the Ashton Kutcher classic, The Butterfly Effect,
which is a ripoff of Ray Bradbury.
Well, adaptation, but also I find the Ashton Kutcher to be far superior. I'm just being facetious. Well, whatever.
No,
what are you going to do? Arm wrestle?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, you guys.
No, that's
Brogu is here. Hello, Brogu.
Brogu.
Hey, Brogu.
Yeah, that's what you're familiar with, Scotty. But I highly recommend Ray Bradbury.
Sound of Thunder. Yeah. Oh, totally.
Just his short stories in general. He's more of a science fiction poet. His prose is rather wonderful. Sometimes it gets a little too purple, but he's a very unique science fiction and fantasy writer.
And so suddenly he finds himself in the middle of automobile traffic.
Yeah.
In the 1960s, he now sees a sign that says the speed limit is 30 miles per hour.
And look at all those fins. They made sure that they had cars of 1960, 61 vintage cars as much as possible. They didn't want any old jalopies to make it. Oh my goodness. Chick hats, $45.
Yeah, 45. Quite a step up from the $1.25 from earlier.
No, it was $195.
$195.
I think, right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
And Jill, you're sounding gravelly.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of breaking up. Ooh, I love this advertisement for Will Spark plugs.
Yeah, it's entertaining. I understand that sex sells, but really, spark plugs? Let's put a sexy lady on the spark plugs.
Restore your car's pep. Will Spark plugs.
So Jill is on the hunt for another microphone cord.
Yeah, that lovely lady illustration reminds me of Vargas.
Yeah, those the artist who did a lot of the nose paintings for bombers, for World War II bombers. Sexy ladies.
Sexy ladies.
And yeah, and it kind of looks like Betty Grable.
Yeah, it has a Betty Grable, with her $1 million legs.
Precursor.
They actually were insured for that. Believe it or not. Betty Grable.
Kimberly and Knight is like, ooh, spark plugs. Yes, I felt I needed to get some spark plugs.
No, she said sparkling plugs.
Oh, sparkling plugs.
Must get some spark plugs. That's right.
Yep. Thank you, Entropy Manor. And then, Greek Letters says they made radioactive beauty and health products back in the day. Yeah.
Yay for radioactivity. Oh, no.
Kim says instant starting more miles per gallon and restoring your car's pep.
You betcha.
Hells yes. And Brogu says, I wish I was 39 for the last 12 years. That means I would only be 51. Yeah. We should go and find the Holy Grail. Go find Sean Connery.
Yeah, I think Jack Benny always said he was 39 whenever they asked his age. And then others would go 39 and holding.
Yes. How many 39th birthdays is this for you? Oh, about 7.
Yeah, I did you recognize Stanley Adams? The character that Buster Keaton runs into.
Oh yeah, when we get there, absolutely, yeah.
Literally. You know,
Yes, quite literally.
a Star Trek connection. Yay!
Yeah, we missed them. Jill sent me a message before this and was like, "Okay, you were saying no Star Trek connections last week. Well, we got some big ones this week, so I'm looking forward to discovering those when
You
Jill
betcha.
returns."
I hope she
Brogu
returns.
says, "Oh, she will." Brogu says, "I like eggs as well. So what do I know?"
Oh, yeah, eggs are fine. They are not. They are not. Don't listen to the so-called experts. It is not unhealthy food. So
Well, it's kind of the historical the burden of eggs is every 10 years they say eggs are good for you, eggs are bad for you, eggs are good for you, eggs are
it's
bad.
just crazy. Yeah, and the cholesterol, that's a racket. Cholesterol stuff. But anyway, Greek letter says you should have been born February 29th like me, still 23 years old and going. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. It's like, wait a minute. We can't celebrate your birthday until it's an election year.
Yeah, exactly.
A leap year or an election year, take your pick. But,
I dreamt of having a leap year birthday for the longest time, and then I realized it would be depressing because you don't get to really celebrate. It's like, well, not really my birthday. I guess you can do both days.
Just do it on the 28th, and then every 4 years do it on the actual. But
you spend the leap year just celebrating all year long.
Yeah,
365.
Now, Scotty, what month and day were you born?
Oh well, dude, you want my mom's maiden name and my password to my email
address? No. I didn't ask the year, even though I do know the year. But you were a January baby. Yeah, that's all I need to know. That's fine. Just January. I was just double checking because I was thinking, is it February or January for Scotty? So it's January. Yeah, I'm an October baby.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, we celebrated your birthday.
Yeah, I was watching. I've been watching the Film Rise YouTube. They've got a YouTube channel dedicated to unsolved mysteries. The original series with Robert Stack, hosted by Robert Stack, and I've been watching reruns of that. And there's more than once there's been crimes that actually happened on my birthday, and I was like, well, that's depressing.
Well, no, and I've been watching some true crime podcasts, and I'm always waiting for things to show up on my birthday. And it's like, nope, not this one. Nope, not this one. I do get a little tickle. I get a little tickle when something horrific happens on my birthday.
Oh, no. Yeah, just the opposite, because it's usually, and both times it was women that were murdered. And I was like, oh, man, that's depressing.
Well, at least you have an alibi.
Speaking of time travel, when I watch these true crime, I fantasize about going back in time and preventing these things. It's every time it's like, and it's just, and it's reading some of the comments that I don't do this all the time, but reading some of the YouTube comments on the true crime channels and whatnot, I find people saying the exact same thing. It's like, Jill is going to go find another cord, so she will be back when she finds another cord. But that's too bad that things are malfunctioning. But yeah, StreamYard does act up on its own. The glove cleaner says, fun fact, we'll see Ray Don Chong was born one day after me.
Nice. Where is Ray Don Chong these days?
Yeah, what's she doing these days? The only movie I've seen is Quest for Fire with her in it, but that was a long time ago. Yeah.
And Commando.
Well, I haven't seen that one.
You've never seen Commando? You're in for a treat.
No. Well, that's Schwarzenegger. That's early Schwarzenegger. That's prior 2. No, wait a minute. He made that after Terminator, didn't he? Yeah, I think.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, um, like I've said before, Britt Eklund and Elizabeth Shue were both born on my birthday.
Nice.
And it's fun to see that on my Twitter timeline. I'll see, today is Britt Eklund's birthday or Elizabeth Shue, and I'm like, me too. But they don't hear me.
They don't. That's the sad part, is that Elizabeth Shue isn't posting. And a big shout out to Stone Racket on his birthday. She should. She should.
Yeah. They don't know me. I did when I first joined Twitter. I actually got some celebrities to follow me.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, it was weird. One of the, I'm trying to think, what's her name? She was the, oh, now I'm blanking out. Let's go ahead and read Brogu here. Am I crazy? But at one point, I really found Ray Dong Chung very attractive. Well, as the cave girl, she was pretty cool. That's all I remember.
I do. I share that opinion. There was a time when Ray Don Chong was the smoke show.
Yeah, smoke show.
Gavin Blackburn says, "Let off some steam, Bennett." And the glove cleaner says, "I've seen her in something called City Limits via Mystery Science Theater 3000."
Oh, really?
She does have a varying career. And
oh yeah,
yes,
I can imagine.
And yes, Greek Letters says even Scotty's cat has watched Commando. Yes, it is the only.
Scotty doesn't have a cat.
I used to.
You used to
custody with a cat.
Actually,
that's not how you say it.
I just know
my
about,
girlfriend's cat.
Yeah, I just know about your puppy Snoopy.
Yes. There have been other pets, other quadrupeds to grace my presence, but a cat named Bird, who acted like a dog, who thought he was people.
Cool.
Yeah, but he's seen Commando.
You're definitely a dog person.
Yes.
How many doggies have you had in your life?
In my life? Oh my! I off the top, I'd have to go back and count. Like, so there was one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, probably between 5 and 7. But some of them I received late in life, so I've never actually raised a puppy. There was only one puppy that I raised, and she went to an untimely end based on a miscalculation of lengths. But I wanted to get back. I know that we're lacking Jill and we're lacking the slides, but I did want to give some big ups to the silent era comedians like Buster Keaton and Harold Lloyd and Charlie Chaplin, just because I find them to be probably like the earliest stunt people. And even though they were going for comedy, they
especially
were doing
Keaton.
Yeah. Well, and I think it was Harold Lloyd was widely regarded as being like the most. He had his hand blown off by a prop bomb, and so that famous Harold Lloyd scene when he's hanging off of the clock, he's doing that with like half a hand.
I didn't
like.
I have never heard that. I didn't realize
that.
But yeah, Harold Lloyd, Safety Last is the film where he's hanging from the clock. I saw that in film class for the first time. And there's a few other, but also in film class, speaking of silence, have you seen any of the Laurel and Hardy silence?
I've seen like I think a handful of them, but I prefer, like, I am not much of a slapstick individual. I prefer sort of wordplay and wit. That's why I'm more of a Marx Brothers kind of guy.
Yeah,
I do like Laurel and Hardy when they are sort of bickering back and forth, even though it's mostly. But it's I did enjoy some of them that I saw, but I certainly lean more towards talkies. But,
there was a a silent film that my professor showed where Laurel and Hardy they're selling Christmas trees, and just the way the film is edited, even though it's silent, completely silent, it's emphasizing what the sound would you can actually hear the sound of things because of the way it's edited. And but one thing with them, talk about perfect transition to sound. And it's because I the first time I saw them was their sound films, and so I knew how they spoke. But when I started watching the silence, it was like I couldn't help but hear their actual voices, even though it's but it's just perfect. Uh, their transition to sound because they sounded exactly like you would expect in a way. Uh, but a lot of the comedians
Testing.
had. Hi, Jill. We
Yes.
can hear you. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I couldn't find another chord, so we're gonna have to live with this one. The other ones worked even worse than this one, so we're just gonna have to live with it. It's a
Okay.
Scotty and Stone Rocket show. I wonder how it went.
He went
Just
okay.
don't
It
eat
was good.
a dozen eggs every
Yeah.
morning and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Don't overdo any food. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah. Brogu says my brother Grogu eats so many eggs he's smelling up
Oh
the house.
no.
Oh no. That's funny. Um, I might be rereading some of these
Yeah. This one, I
because
go ahead and you can reread it.
you know it's okay. If you read it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just catching up uh, to know exactly what you guys were talking about.
Yeah. We were just discussing some silent film comedians, and I was just talking about the how Laurel and Hardy, they had a series of silent films, and of course I saw their sound films first. So when I
Mm,
saw their silence, I couldn't help but hear their voices. But they were a pair of comedians that made a perfect transition to sound because their voices matched their characters that the audiences were used to. Because you look at the
yeah.
silent films and Laurel, how he does that whiny crying kind of, and he gets upset, and it's like you hear it in the sound. It's like it's perfect transition. But a lot of comedians, their careers ended when sound came in because they had very, very heavy accents, and American
And
audiences wouldn't be able to understand them.
oh no, yeah, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
And
So a lot
hello
of them.
to yeah.
Oh
Hello
no,
to
Jill is
Canadian
missing.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I was missing. I'm back.
She's
I was
back,
trying to
and
find
Jill, you put up the perfect slide because here we are. I have steam in my stride again. No.
yes, yes. Most disturbingly oh, okay, so I'm sure you read these, right? You
Oh
read these
yeah,
for me?
that one we didn't read.
Yeah. You
That
didn't
one
oh,
we
you
did.
didn't read
Yeah,
this one.
most disturbing, says Gavin Blackburn. Most disturbing. Laurel and Hardy was when they played baby versions of themselves. It was Ricky. That's Bratz. Yeah, with the
Oh, wow.
oversized props. Yeah, it's it's uh it's a freaky kind of comedy. He's got it right.
James Caserta says, "I'm here, never fear." Well, fear a little.
Yeah. Well, James Caserta, did you remember to take your prescription meds?
Hell. Oh,
Oh
good
dear.
wait a minute.
No, I take that back. Take that back.
Okay, so
The only medicine we need is antiderivative Jill. Chill with
yes,
Jill. Right, Jill?
I've been called a pill before.
No, not a
John the
pill.
Beagle.
No, no, just your ambiance. Here.
Oh, okay, so more aerosol kind of injection. John the Beagle Dad, hello.
Hail to John the Beagle Dad.
Happy Tuesday.
Yes, it's terrific Tuesday.
I have steam in my stride again. That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm cribbing from the Batman '89 movie. That's what the Joker says about about Kim Basinger's character. Um, he says that's a woman that puts steam in a man's stride. It's Vicky Vale. When he sees Vicky Vale, he's like, "Who is this?"
Oh, Vicky Vale, you say?
Yeah.
I have a Vicky. See what happens when I click this button.
Oh, from Batman. Oh, it's when they're in the stairwell or on the
Yes.
stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I have.
Getting kind of sexy in that scene.
Oh, very.
Yeah, they had good chemistry. I really like Michael Keaton's Batman. And his Bruce Wayne too. He was very good.
Why are you afraid of flying?
Yeah. It's funny when she wakes up and he's hanging upside down. It looks like he has bat wings with his elbows out. He's just
Yes.
What
Got
are
it.
you?
Oh.
What are you? I'm Batman.
And now we've
Oh
got
my goodness. It is sky high sirloin steak. It's $1.49 per pound. And they say it's a
Okay.
special. No.
It is. It is. I wish I could find it for $1.49 a pound too.
Yeah.
So I went to my grocery store website, and I know it's a little bit marked up because of delivery prices, but the cheapest I could find was $11 a pound. So it's probably
Oh
around
my
9 or
goodness.
10 inside the store.
Yeah. Inside the store at least. Outrageous, Jill. I'm sure you can find better prices here in the upper Midwest.
Yeah.
So you need to do your shopping here in Iowa.
Okay. Okay. So I just have to drive all the way up there.
No,
The cost is
we can uh, do an airdrop there.
Oh, okay. Drone delivery.
Yeah, this crate with a parachute comes down your backyard.
Well, and all the meanwhile, he's still standing in the middle of the
Yeah,
road of,
goodness gracious.
and he hears a jackhammer, and instead of a young man playing a horn,
Yeah,
he
these
hears
jackhammers. Yeah,
there's a noise. The music store is making
40%
noise.
off record sales. Of course,
Mm,
back then records were really cheap. Even when I was buying records, they were reasonable, under
mm.
$5 for an LP.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then it
When
was
I was a kid,
yeah.
uh, the CDs I bought were $15 each.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I when I went to Best Buy, I never paid over $10 for CDs. I always looked for specials. But there are some that, of course, soundtracks where I had to pay over that because I was collecting soundtracks too. But yeah, that's 15 bucks. Yeah, that was pretty much the median price.
Wow. Okay. See, I thought it was bad to have $10 per pound steaks, but Canadian Spider-Man says try $20 per pound in Canada.
Ah,
Ah, well, he
outrageous.
wins. It- yeah, Brogu says if it were that price, 149, I'd buy every steak in the store.
Yeah.
So
Get
yeah,
that get two deep freezes and just fill them up.
basically, Mulligan just finds out that the future is even louder than the past.
Yeah, it's just more of everything. It's like he's almost run down by a buggy. Well, look at all them there cars. As I
Yeah.
mentioned, they wanted the modern cars of the day, cars with fins. Of course,
Yes.
I think once you get to 63, 64, I think that was the heyday of the fins, but uh, I may be mistaken.
Well, there was a couple older cars. I saw one.
Oh yeah, yeah. They tried to get as many as they could,
Hmm.
but like the van back there and this truck, uh, and this guy he's doing a hand signal. He's doing a left turn, and he accidentally snags the time helmet from Mulligan. But then this kid on roller skates snags it,
Yes,
and
it's a fun little chase here.
yeah, I mean, Buster is in his late 60s and he's running around. He was a heavy smoker, so I was amazed he got all that running in. It's like,
Well, and he does get chased by cops a lot in these episodes.
yeah. He
I
gets.
mean, this entire episode.
Another short silent film of Buster's I highly recommend is Cops.
Yeah. Well, I thought this guy was going to be more important because he kept looking
Yeah.
and he kept getting all curious.
Yeah, I'm
And
wondering if that's supposed to be somebody that's, an inside joke or something, because I don't recognize him. I wonder if he's part of the production staff or something.
no, but they very much made it a point to have him looking confused, looking
Yeah, and I'm
like
like,
now he's getting up and
neither one of the books highlighted this guy, so it's kind of like, well, wait a minute, who is this?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah. Yeah,
'cause
I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about it. I watched these last night and I was kind of going, am I supposed to know this guy? And of course, when I went back and listened to the commentary, it was like, not a peep. It's like,
well, and there were some things that they were supposed to shoot that they didn't. So maybe he was going to be involved in those.
oh, that could be a leftover. Could be a leftover because this is definitely part of the original shoot because with Matheson's original script, it was a constant chase.
Yes, from
And
beginning to
eventually,
end.
yeah, from beginning to end, and eventually, the stuff that they had to replace was they filmed in a food market, and there was going to be a lot going on in the food market, but then they reconfigured it and they hired another director to do all the fix-it shop stuff with Jesse White, which basically
Mhm.
grinds everything to a halt. And I would have
It
preferred
it
a
changes.
chase. A
Yeah,
chase
it really
is more,
changes the mood
yeah, yeah.
because this is just like a goofy, tense. Oh no, I
Yeah,
lost my I lost my
a
helmet.
chase, a constant chase, or pretty much a constant chase is more in line with classic Max Sennett and Buster Keaton short subject or short movies.
Hmm. DJ Playnice is here. Hello. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
DJ.
He says
Hello.
thanks for hosting. Oh, well, thanks for spending time with us today.
DJ with that great DJ voice.
Yeah. Yes, he does have a great voice.
Oh, he has great voice for radio, and he's just a all around cool dude.
So, in order to catch up with the kid, Mulligan has to steal a bike,
Yeah.
and so now he's chasing the boy, and the cop is chasing Mulligan. So,
Hmm.
and then it would have been neat to see that
Yeah,
build
just
something else.
keep going, keep building that, and I'm it's a shame that, but there's Stanley Adams.
Yeah.
Now,
Here and no Jones.
Yay!
yes, and it's like looks like he's got some big pockets in that coat. No, wait a minute, does he? No, does he have a triple? No, I don't think so. Not this time.
Uh-oh. No, he doesn't have any troubles this time. Not yet. He'll
Not yet.
go on to
Yeah, he's
to sell troubles.
I wish they had brought him back like Harry Mudd. I wish they had brought him back, but his
Yeah,
Didn't he
character
come
in
back
Star
on
Trek.
the
I think he
animated
did.
series.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the animated series, but that doesn't count. No, I meant it does count. Seriously, it does count, but I meant live action.
Yes.
But yeah, he does come back in the animated.
It's
That's for
lovely
sure.
to see you today, Suzanne, who says hello
Oh,
to
Suzanne.
Canadian Spider-Man. Woohoo.
Hello.
Suzanne doesn't
Yeah.
have an avatar. I didn't see an avatar.
Oh, I know. She's going spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky
Oh,
time.
she's spooky.
Yeah, she's ghost.
Is Suzanne the Invisible Woman?
Oh, the Invisible Woman. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her avatar is completely black, so when it shows up on my black,
Yeah, the background is like
yeah. See,
nothing.
if I did this, you'd be able to see
Oh, there we go.
that
Just
her avatar is there.
Suzanne is lost in a black hole.
Yeah, it is.
She's going to come out in another dimension, space-time dimension. It's like, hokey smokes.
Exciting.
Oh, Spotty says, hail, good buddy, to DJ.
Yeah, so the boy runs right into this man here, and knocking him down.
Yeah,
And so
Mulligan on the bicycle. And it's like those aren't stunt doubles. So they took a pratfall for the camera.
and he calls him you juvenile delinquent because he thinks he's still
Yeah,
chasing the kid.
it's like he's not a little kid.
No, definitely not little.
Yeah.
And
Though he has the energy of he's definitely, let's see, Buster was he was my age, 66 when he did this.
oh, Suzanne says the black avatar is because she's in
Oh,
mourning. I
she's
am
in
so
mourning.
sorry.
Oh
I
dear.
didn't know that.
Sorry for your
I-
loss.
I'm sorry for your loss too. I didn't understand the symbolism of the
Oh,
avatar.
yeah. Apologies,
Hmm.
Suzanne.
Yeah,
We
my apologies.
didn't realize.
Yeah, I missed some of the news. So, but his character is named Rollo. So he's not Cyrano Jones, Stanley Adams. His name is Rollo, so we got to remember to call him Rollo. But if you want to call him Cyrano, that's fine.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
I like that Buster just casually sits on him, like, oh, this is the right place to sit.
Yeah, he's crawling over him to get to the helmet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then oh, there he goes. It's like he's in his skivvies, Jill.
It is. Yeah, right. He still has no pants.
It's like, get some pants.
It's amazing that he gets away with this. Just running around with no pants.
Well, the cop, he'll catch up to him, but
the cops are trying to get him.
yeah.
What are you doing? Walking around with no pants?
It's kind of like, I think he forgot.
Not only that, but he has no pants on and he's chasing children.
Ah!
Oh my God.
Let's not go there.
I'm just saying what I see on screen.
Oh my God, Scott, I didn't think about it that way.
It's 1961 and it's black and white and it's a comedic episode and we're all laughing it up. We aren't thinking about creepy stuff.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying what happened. I'm just merely saying what happened.
Well, you got to get your mind out of the gutter, son.
I am saying what happened on the screen.
Ah!
Yeah, and Suzanne thanks Spidey, and because he said sorry to hear that, Suzanne.
Yeah, Spidey is a good friend.
Yeah, he is a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
But these two guys meet. I do like the initial initial discussion they have with each other. And Mulligan says, oh wait, I just like the back and forth. You have this funny looking hat in your hand, no pants, and you say you got to get back to somewhere within 15 minutes. And so at first he doesn't believe him, but then he sees all the stuff he has that definitely he's a historian as much as he is an electrician. He's a scientist, but he also likes history, so he knows all this stuff has to be from 1890 and it doesn't look old. But what really clinches it in for him is that he's also got the newspaper, and then I guess that's what makes him believe it. But I should have got a clip of that because I do like Rollo's delivery when he does that.
Well,
but he wants to.
It's the Fix-It shop. Here we go.
Yes.
It's I want to say that he was typecast because he does have everything, like the inflection, everything is still exactly the same as Cyrano Jones. So I guess he found his wheelhouse and he profited off of it.
Yeah. And then behind
Definitely.
the armor
Suit of
there is
armor.
another comedian, Jesse White.
He's
Yeah,
got a mask on.
yes. But he was definitely, I was like, where do I know him from? And then I looked up his filmography and I
Yeah,
was like,
he's
oh,
in Harvey.
everything.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff, but I first remember taking note of him. He was in some funny commercials, but when I watched Harvey, he plays Wilson, the sanitarium's orderly, and he was on Broadway in that role, and they kept him for the movie, and he's hysterical in that movie.
Well, it's a great movie, but I think, yeah, this was the original Maytag repairman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Sorry, I kind of spaced that off. He's the original, yeah, Maytag repairman. Then who replaced him?
Gordon Jump.
You got it. Yep. The
You can hear all
lonely
about it next week
repairman.
on our new podcast, The
Yes.
Maytag Repairman
Maytag.
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Still
The
doing nothing.
loneliest repairman, Jill. That was the shtick for Maytag because they were so reliable. Jesse White was like just sitting there. He didn't have anything to do. Those Maytags, they
Oh.
just kept going and going
Oh,
like a
okay.
Timex
But
watch.
this is a lot easier than all the movies that I have to watch. If I just have to watch commercials, then there's nothing stopping me this time.
Yeah, let's go to YouTube.
But I like the dynamic between, well, it's more between Rollo and Jack than it is between Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
But when the three of them are sort of hanging out together, it is okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
But, yeah.
My favorite gag is Mulligan encountering television for the first time. That was kind of funny. He tuned in, unfortunately, to a soap opera.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're talking directly to him. And
Yeah.
so according to his perspective, and he just conveniently doesn't see that the guy is interacting with someone else in the
Yeah, there's just one cutaway
in the
to
screen.
the woman, the
Yeah.
female character he's talking to, and it's like, but the
What's it?
guy's looking down. It's like, yeah, he's looking down at this woman. So I'm going, yeah, soap opera.
Yes, and so these parts in the repair shop were directed by somebody else, by Les Goodwin.
Yeah, Les Goodwin. Yeah, and Buster, they filmed this in 3 days originally, in 3 days with a day rehearsal in September of '61. But Buster had to come back in mid-October to film the Fix-It Shop stuff with the two actors we see here, Stanley Adams and Jesse White.
It blends together seamlessly, though.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
work. It does work. You wouldn't know. But of course, Norman Z. McLeod would know.
Yes,
He's
he
probably
knows.
throwing a fit when he saw it on TV. What the heck? I didn't film this.
Oh wait, they actually did film the other chases? Oh, I'd like
Oh
to see
yeah,
the
yeah.
direct.
They
I
filmed.
want to see
Yes,
the
I want.
director's cut.
Yes, because Martin Grams Jr. on the commentary, he talks about the footage that has been shown at conventions with the Midnight Sun and what's the other episode? Midnight Sun and but the thing is, he really wants to see the original footage for this episode more than.
Me too.
Yeah, and he says there's so far in the archives nothing. I'm surprised. Hopefully, it's still in a vault somewhere in CBS archives.
Well, I want to say hello to Eris 218.
Hey, Eris.
And well, yeah, I would love to see those additional scenes, and because they were going to go through a food market, and that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of business in the food market, but yeah, I wanted, and also maybe Jill, in your research, I wonder if Matheson's original teleplay is available somewhere. It's like,
Yeah, I'm sure it is somewhere, but
Mm.
it's always so very hard to find a teleplay.
yeah,
And then even when it is even when I do find a shooting teleplay for a movie, it doesn't match up with the actual movie because things get changed by the director and stuff.
yeah, and it's kind of like, well, what draft is this?
Hmm.
It says it's a fifth draft, but what they filmed was the seventh draft. And it's like, oh no.
Right. So the repairman, I mean, the whole place is called Jack. They don't call him Jack, but he is a repairman. I'm just gonna guess that he's Jack. And so he says that the helmet will be repaired by Thursday at 2 p.m. And they both say Thursday.
He's got less than 15 minutes, Jill.
No, yeah. It's just weird that this time machine has time limit. It's very strange.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if you stay longer than 30 minutes? It's like,
I guess would it be that you just get stuck in the time that you're in? I
it's
don't
like,
really know what
why
other
is it a 30
consequence.
minute limit? That's why they didn't really explain that. It's like, well, do you snap back to your original time? Do you croak? It's like,
I mean, why would it even matter? Just put it on and reset it.
yeah. I mean, there doesn't seem to be. I mean, with Rollo, spoilers, when he goes back to 1890, it seems much longer than 30 minutes in
Yes.
the context of the story here. So it's like, well, why the arbitrary? I guess it's just to make things more frantic.
Yeah, it's just a ticking time clock.
A
You didn't
ticking
really
time
need.
clock. Yeah.
So yeah, here's the window. Oh wait, it's TV.
Yeah. This is weird because the little spot before the picture tube ignites, so to speak, was off center. It was dead center on every TV that I ever saw back then.
Oh, I would never notice that
Yeah.
in 100
Yeah, it's this
years.
little spot. It was off center. I was like, no, it's supposed to be dead center. And then when you turn it off, again, just that little dot, and it would glow for a little bit, and then poof.
Wow, I did not get a slide of the center
Oh, that's
dot
okay. Oh, you
to
got a
to
slide of the lovely lady there
Yes,
that
I did.
unfortunately Mulligan doesn't see.
See, that was funny. I like that.
Yeah, this gag was funny. I like the TV gag.
Yeah. And he's like, "What does it mean to lose all your buttons?"
Yeah.
And Rilla has to teach him what a TV is, but he still doesn't understand.
He just says the window. It's like the eyesight matches perfectly, and it's very funny. Or the eye lines.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got you.
Line of sight. Excuse me. There we go. Sorry,
Well, that's okay.
I'm
So
I need to go take my meds. No.
so
So,
then, oh, it's not playing. Hold on. So then Mulligan gets trapped in the sarcophagus.
oh no. And you got scared by the vacuum cleaner.
Oh yeah. He turns on all the vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, it's
Like he
just
turns one on.
these uprights, like Kirby uprights. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, he just hangs his hat on it and turns on
Yeah. Of course, he's sitting on the
the
bag
bag.
of the which those things always inflate, but they had an inner liner on some of them, but the thing was it would inflate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You,
I had to deal with
you
Kirby
uh-huh.
vacuums back in the 80s, and they were just disgusting.
Did you read this from Canadian Spider-Man?
Yeah, Canadian Spider-Man says, that's right. You turn off the old TVs and the glowing white dot is in the middle as it dies out. Also, when you turn it on and there's a little dot and then it just pops. It took a while. It took several seconds for the picture tube to warm up and ignite, and sometimes the picture would flutter a little bit and then stabilize. So it took a little while. So you had to make sure you warmed the TV up before you actually wanted to watch your favorite show.
You warm
Which
it up
would,
like a car.
yes,
Yeah, I mean it's like your show starts at 7. It's like, well, and you don't have the TV on yet. You can turn it on 5 to 7. warm it up.
which would famously
Wow.
be used as the introduction to the Outer Limits.
Yes,
That's how
that's
I know
right.
it.
The white dot and the sine wave and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Neat. Well,
We are
now
controlling
Mulligan.
transmission.
All right, the horizontal. We control the vertical.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to cover that series down the road, Jill. The classic original.
Yeah, at
No,
some point.
don't grumble.
Oh, there's so many things. Well, I just mean
there's so many things
I
you want
want
to see.
to, and I want
Yeah.
to jump around in genre a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
It's your
and
channel, and you do what you want to do.
I will.
And
Yeah, that's true. I
just
can do
as a
that.
little bit of a Serling tangent, I was at the Walmart the other day because that's the hottest club in town for this kid. And I saw that they had the complete series for Night Gallery, so I'm going to be going back and picking that up.
Oh, what was the price on that?
$25.
Oh, for the DVD set?
Night Gallery.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud.
See, when I reviewed this, Pop Culture Curator was supposed to review Night Gallery alongside
Yeah.
it, like how I would review Star Trek and he reviewed the animated series, really much like that.
No.
That's what was supposed to happen.
Now I'm sad.
Yeah, I know. I make myself sad thinking about it a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to share the sad.
Entropy Manor says the phosphors were slow to wake up. Yep, you betcha. And that all changed when my dad got a new Sylvania console in 1970. It had a circuitry that kept the transistors and everything warm, so it was instant on. And of course, that was a fire hazard, and it could have burned our house down because it did short out and made a huge spark on the circuitry board, and but the spark kind of arced over and burnt a hole through another side of the circuitry board because the TV repairman showed it to me. He told me what happened. It was like we were darn lucky that didn't catch everything on fire.
Mm-hmm. And they need coffee.
Hey, I saw color.
TV.
I saw color. What was that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Something blinked and it was.
I don't know what it was. But anyway, Mulligan tries to get some pants, but a man comes out wanting $5. So he doesn't have any money. So there's no pants. He cannot have pants.
Spoiler, soon he will have a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. Apparently
like
that this man doesn't take the money out of the pants before he sells them.
It's kind of like if he had just reached in the pocket of spoiler, reached in the pocket of the pants that he was trying on or going to try on.
It really doesn't make sense for pants that you purchased to already have money in them.
Well, it's a comedy, Jill. And it's a Twilight Zone.
I always used to get so angry going to a store to buy a wallet because you need a wallet to put your money in, but you don't have any money left when you buy the wallet. What's the point of the wallet?
What's the point? Sometimes they would have play money or a bill, like a $20 bill, but it was play money in the wallet. It was like, hey, I'll pay with this.
Fake
but that's not cards. Legal tender.
Yeah.
Well, it feels tender to me. What the heck? No. Oh no, we're back at the.
Meanwhile.
Oh yeah, right. Mulligan is getting in trouble with an officer who says, "Hey, why aren't you wearing pants?" And so.
Yeah, we've been wondering that for several minutes. Like, what's isn't it kind of breezy down there?
Well, and he uses Rollo as a cover
this is
hide from the
classic
officer.
Silent comedy gag here.
Yeah. And so, okay, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, and of course the it's a variation of someone following exactly right behind the person. The person turns around, but the person behind turns in synchronized fashion. And so, am I being followed? Did I hear something? He turns around and doesn't see anybody because the person's right there behind him.
Yeah, and since he's so sneaky, he's able to steal the pants, but unfortunately, since they're really just trying to avoid the police officer, the salesman catches them, so they have to pay for the pants.
Yeah.
But fortunately, there's lots of money in the pants for some reason.
Yeah. Just enough to cover everything, Jill. As we will see.
Even more, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Houghton enjoyed working with Keaton. And he says, here's the legend in his own time, for goodness sake. And he was exactly as reported. He was very sober about comedy. He'd take me out on the street and say, Buck, you can't do it that way. If I start here, then the gag works. But if I start there, you can never make it work.
Yep, he was a comedic technician.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, definitely.
The science of comedy.
He knew it. He knew it.
Oh, he was a genius. He knew his stuff.
Well, and that's also why I sort of refer to Buster Keaton and his ilk as being original stuntmen. And I know that even Jackie Chan says that his stunt work is very much based on.
Yeah, he even lifted the famous front of the house falling. The window is just perfectly aligned. I mean, it was just within inches, and it that could have killed Keaton, but he did the stunt.
And
you know,
but if Buster Keaton is going to tell you about the choreography of physical comedy, he is one of the pioneers of the choreography and how that is just so important to it. So that's people say a lot today that it's like, oh, it's the writing, and it's like, well, yes, I suppose that it is the writing, but then you go back and you look at something, as you were saying, in terms of the silent comedies, the silent action extravaganzas that they were, like Modern Times and such, with Charlie Chaplin going through the cogs and everything like that. It's not the wit and dialogue of the story. It's the magic. It's the spectacle of the physicality that was a big part of it then as well.
Yeah,
the performance is important too, but for silent movies, your mimery has to be amazing.
Speaking of, Scotty mentioned Keaton being one of the original stuntmen. In a way, during the making of, I believe it was The General, but it may have been another comedy around that time. Keaton did a stunt involving a water tower for the train, and he actually broke his neck.
Oh,
or excuse me, fractured. But he didn't realize that he had done it until years later when he had an X-ray and the doctor said, "Yeah, I see you fractured. It's healed, but you did fracture your neck." And he was like, he had some headaches and stuff, but it healed okay. But he didn't realize that he actually had fractured his neck. It was like, holy smokes, dude!
My goodness, yeah. No, a fracture is a break, so that I'm glad it healed okay. And
it didn't slow him down really. I'm like, it's amazing.
As far as letting a house fall on you, that is definitely very trusting of the physics involved, kind of like Walter Lewin letting the pendulum, the big ball pendulum swing at his face.
And
the
legend,
him like a grape.
Yeah, the legend where Buster got his nickname was Harry Houdini. The family, the Keaton family, were in shows with Houdini in the early days, and Keaton was thrown around by his dad doing a lot of stunts, but apparently Houdini holding a very young infant, or not that young, I guess, but he was an infant Buster. They took a slight tumble down the stairs, and it didn't faze infant Keaton at all, and that's how he got his name.
Well, every infant is very young because infant means a year or younger.
Yeah, it's a
toddler.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how young he was, but sorry for being redundant.
No, that's
Oiler
okay.
Greg.
Well, Oiler Greg's here. Looks like our friendly neighborhood Tribble salesman. Yes, it is.
He's got that right. What did Gavin say earlier?
Gavin, earlier he said 20K bolts. across the back of a TV tube. I used to fix CRT TVs. It was a scary job, but he misses the burning smell
of CRTVs. Yeah. Yeah. I just remember one of my earliest memories was when Dean Aitchison, our TV repairman, he was over. He had the back of the black and white TV off, and of course, my dad always told me, "Don't go behind the TV. You know, it's plugged into the outlet. You know, you don't want you'll get electrocuted and you die. You know, and the back of the TV's off, and there's all these tubes and everything, vacuum tubes, and even Dean was like, "Yeah, you don't want to touch any of these. You know, get electrocuted." So it's like, stay away from the TV. It's a nasty device. But I learned early on, it is a device. You know, so nothing I saw on TV. Of course, my folks, you know, this is not real. What's on TV here? What you're watching, the fictional shows, and so I was never was afraid of anything I saw on television.
Nice. Well, back at Jack's repair shop, I'm kind of skipping the part where Rollo is saying, "I'm a scientist. You know, let's do this here, and I'm gonna don't use my tool." And so he finally uses his own tool to point to the thing, and so there's just a little back and forth. Eventually, Jack does repair, and apparently Rollo knows exactly where to solder, even though he didn't invent this thing. He doesn't know how it works.
Yeah, it just looks like one loose wire.
Yeah,
it's just, you know, it's kind of like, okay, like, but Rollo was pointing with a crescent wrench, if I remember right. It was like, what the heck are you doing with a crescent wrench? You know, scientists with crescent wrenches? Is he making robots?
Well, we just watched a movie where scientists had flamethrowers, so
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be, the thing.
That's right. That was the thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about joining you, but my internet went out about between 12 and 1 in the morning, and it wasn't restored until, you know, well after dinner time.
Oh, I thought you didn't like violent movies.
You know, I would have. Well, I saw that one when it was brand new, but I was thinking, yeah, I've seen that. I have it in my collection, so I do have some R-rated movies, but I usually avoid anything past, you know, the late 80s or thereabouts. But anyway, let's get back to the episode.
Yes. Back at the episode, the helmet is repaired one way or another. And so just in time, but there's a turn of events here because Rollo is now revealing his hand that he wants. You're just a lowly janitor, and I am an important scientist. I am the one who deserves to go back to 1890
the
and
cad,
live in the simpler times. Belong to me. I don't know. That's not what he says. But...
yeah, that's the gist of it. It was like, what an arrogant SOB. It's like, you don't belong in that time, dude. He'll learn the hard way. Oh, spoilers.
Well, yes, he does learn the hard way.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, and we'll get there when we get there, because I do have thoughts on Rollo's lack of imagination.
Well, but Mulligan says, wait a second, I brought a chicken with me so we can go back together. But Rollo doesn't believe him, so there's another chase. So at least we do get back to the chase at the end here.
Again, Jill, most likely that gets us back to the original footage shot by Norman McLeod.
Yeah, that was good.
And I love the that interaction when it's like, well, a chicken came back with me because I held on to it, and then Rollo's like, you are lying, sir. And I just love the reaction that Buster Keaton gives. I am not, as if it's such a personal affront, and it's just like, I don't know if it's the manners between 1890 and 1960, or if it's just because Buster Keaton's awesome.
Yeah, he's just funny.
Yes. And it's good timing. It's good tension. I enjoyed the chase stuff. And him trying to move the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then he barrels over it. That's pretty good for a 66-year-old.
Well, it's
True.
also I in terms of the framing and the special effect for it. It's just like, okay, so you jump off, tackle him, and then we'll just do the puff of smoke from behind the truck or whatever. It's like, well, that's good. That's good.
That's a good transition.
Hmm.
Yep.
And
Oh
then-
no, Jill, why'd you? You're a sight for sore eyes. Let me give you a smacker. Ah!
Yeah, the Mulligan is so happy to be back in the 1890s that he kisses Officer Flanagan.
And Flanagan hits him over the head with his nightstick. No.
No, there's another chase. There's another
Another
chase.
chase.
And Rollo is just really happy to be there. He's like, oh, how charming this is.
Oh, charming. Yes.
Thank you. Oh, I got my Serena Jones impression.
Yeah.
Charming.
So-
1 month later.
Oh, 1 week later.
Oh, 1 week.
Well, Mulligan is happy. And he appreciates his time period much more now. He's very nice to everyone. He even pets the pig.
Yes.
How can they sell it so cheap?
Yeah, it's like.
And his
Oh
harmonica
my
is
goodness,
dry now.
There's another hilarious intertitle, Jill. No.
Yeah, the lines aren't squiggly anymore because the harmonica isn't wet.
Yeah.
Good morning, friend Rollo. He's so happy, but Rollo is not so happy. He's not so happy a week later. Scotty, could you read it when it gets to the next one? What's good about it? Here it is.
And look at this laboratory. No electronic equipment, no transistor parts, no ultrasonic cathodes, no bikinis.
Now that-
you knew.
That
You knew what was next.
That I can relate to. The other, no bikinis. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back
Fair
to
enough.
the 1890s. No bikinis, Jill.
Yeah, we hadn't
1890.
gotten to the bikinis yet.
No spring mattresses, air foam pillows, or electric blankets, or bikinis.
Just say or bikinis every time we come to
Or
it.
bikini.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
He's just ranting. This is Rollo's rant. This guy is worse than my mother-in-law.
Yeah. It's like- yeah.
Well, and this is the thing
he's-
that I'm sorry, go for it.
He's missing
For
all his
me-
creature comforts.
for
One more,
me,
Scotty.
Oh, okay.
No, go for it, Stone Nugget. You can
All right.
take
For
it.
me, 1890 is barbaric. What a dull, primitive era. No frozen TV dinners, no bikinis. Those two go
Yeah.
together like, you know,
Yeah, the frozen dinners and the bikinis very
yeah,
important.
like what, Scotty?
Like tops and bottoms.
You know why they call it a bikini, don't you, Scotty? No.
Because of the atoll.
Yeah, that's right. The
Is it?
bikini
Okay.
atoll.
So anyway, this guy's supposed to be this Rollo is supposed to be a scientist, right? He was going to go back in
Yeah.
time and enjoy the quiet pleasures of 1890. And he like box spring mattresses. He doesn't have that, and he's very upset. Well, here's an idea. Why
Why
don't
don't
you
you
do a little bit of
invent the thing?
yeah, be a Biff Tannen. Like you're already the Biff Tannen of this story. So why don't
Yeah,
you
really.
go and make yourself like, and I don't know, maybe invent some of this stuff that you don't want, you're curious about. You're supposed to be an engineer. So that's the only thing where I'm just like, okay, you're a stupid scientist.
Yes. Yeah, he's a small-minded scientist, apparently.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, I
say
was thinking the same
I-
thing, Scotty. That
Yeah,
it bothered me.
same thing, but he's I wouldn't say stupid, but lazy.
It's
Beyond,
lazy
beyond
because
belief lazy.
because Stone Racket, and when Spock found himself in the past, he was able to build the electronics he needed to make a his own version of a tricorder. And so the stone knives and bearskins.
Stone knives
He
and
could do it.
bearskins. Yes.
So, yeah, Rollo is not as good a scientist as Mr. Spock.
Very few are, Jill.
Yes.
Well, it is a high bar.
And then this is also my my headcanon for the trouble with tribbles is that Rollo was transported into the 23rd century. And that is when he becomes...
when he gets this helmet on, he's transported to the Star Trek universe in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he adjusts the dial to get to the 23rd century, and voila.
And you can say that because we'd never see where he goes from here. He's just like he just sees that he left, and we see no more of it because Mulligan puts the helmet on him, and he never sees him again. And Gilbert's kind of mad that he doesn't have his invention anymore. Probably. So we have we don't know. We don't really hear much from Gilbert. So Scotty, could you read the closing narration for this episode?
Is it media? I okay, sure, yeah.
Oh, what?
I thought Stone Racket was going to do the end.
No, I'm doing 5 characters. I'm hogging that one.
Okay, sounds good.
That's what I thought.
To each his own. So goes another old phrase to which Mr. Woodrow Mulligan would heartily subscribe, for he has learned, definitely the hard way, that there's much wisdom in a third old phrase, which goes as follows: stay in your own backyard, to which it might be added, and if possible, assist others to stay in theirs, via, of course, the Twilight Zone.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
It's
or wanting is better than having. He's a fan of history.
The music by it says played by Ray Turner. I thought was cute that the piano for a little bit was doing the Maurice Constant Twilight Zone theme. You know, the do 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 do. You know, a little bit.
Yeah.
The piano,
Oh,
the rinky-dink piano, and I thought, oh, that was cute.
Yes.
Well, and it was nice to have a little bit of levity after the a couple of weeks of heavy.
Yeah.
Holocaust and the Civil War.
That's what I said. I said next week, Scotty, Buster Keaton.
Yeah, these episodes definitely are relief from that. From the heaviness, the heaviness.
Yeah, I agree.
And this one is very much along similar lines, but a little more mysterious. So it's fun. And we're going to move on to 5 characters in search of an exit.
Yes. But don't forget to vote in the poll. There is a poll up as to which of these 2 episodes that you prefer. We'll be dealing with that at the end. And I haven't seen Franco, so I'll just say don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I know someone else in the chat said don't forget to put on the live chat. And if you want to, you can consider becoming a member. There are member streams monthly and opportunities to join the panel. And so if you wish, give it a go. Jill
and I
appreciates it, and so does everybody else.
I do very much appreciate it, and I've been thinking of reading another chapter of Flatland soon. I want to read, and so I know DJ Play Nice likes it, so that's good enough for me, and I'm gonna read that soon. I gotta try to do that once a month, do a reading. And so yes, please vote in the poll and enjoy our next review of 5 Characters in Search of an Exit, which first aired on December 22nd, 1961. And so
I think that this is the first episode of The Twilight Zone that I ever saw.
Oh, you think this is your first? Wow,
Yeah.
this is a great first one.
Yeah, this is awesome.
For a youngin'.
Awesome one. How do you remember how old you were, Scotty?
I don't. It would have been in the mid 80s, so I would have been like between 7 or 10. So this is actually a perfect episode.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's
because
it would have been. This would have been a better first one for me to watch. The one I watched was scary.
Well, but this one is built on tension, and it's like
is.
it does like I there are two things that I am afraid of just physiologically. I am claustrophobic and I am afraid of heights. So this had both of those
Oh
to
dear.
a certain extent, and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
it
Oh, that's
has
true. It does
it
have fear in it.
has spoken, and I don't want to skip to the end. I don't want to say anything that's going to be too spoilery, although this is what freaking 65 years ago. But it developed one of my great contrarian friends of the channel will know I am an excellent contrarian. Is that this is one of the 2-bit Disney movies that I would say, you know what? I liked Toy Story better when it was called Five Characters in Search of Nancy. And they were like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Just watch the episode. It's
Watch the
not as
episode.
nice, but it is. This is where they ripped off Toy Story."
Well, and anyway, so you mean the other way around?
No,
And
well,
so-
yeah, this is where Toy Story. This is the story that Toy Story ripped off.
Yes. But there were more stories about toys. But anyway,
No, I
yeah,
know,
you
I
just
know.
know not to spoil the episode, but here's the spoiler to the episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, but this is a semi-famous episode, so everybody listening to this who knows the Twilight Zone pretty much knows the end to this episode. But it first aired December 22nd, 1961. The story by credit goes to Marvin Peddle, and the teleplay was written by Rod Serling, and it was written by Lamont Johnson.
Lamont.
And the short story was called The Depository, but they said it sounded too much like suppository, so they changed it.
Yeah.
Yes. They did have another episode called The Enigma, but they said it sounded too much like enema.
Oh, yeah. And so that happened. And so makeup by William Tuttle. Usually they don't put the makeup, but we got the makeup artist in the credits here.
Yeah, his makeup is very, very you can distinguish it. Just think just think of the Morlocks in the Time Machine from 1960, and then you'll see that in every Tuttle, just about every fantasy Tuttle makeup. You'll see a little bit of that.
But not only with the clown, but also I think the reason that he would be highlighted is because of the amazing
at the end.
At the end.
Oh yeah. Now that wasn't
painting.
Tuttle. That wasn't Tuttle that did the cast, the head casts. I'm trying to think where that is.
Well, we'll get to that at the end if you don't find it now. So
Charlie.
So everybody stay tuned.
Yeah,
I
found
mind.
it.
You don't have to stay tuned because you found it.
I found it. But
you can leave now.
Did you want me to read it now or
No, we're gonna wait till we get there.
Get there. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, let's get there. Let's get there in order, because it sounds like we're all very excited about this episode and want to jump straight to the end. But the Major hasn't even barely gotten up yet, and he's looking around for an exit. And
That's
instantly
right.
you know who this is. This is the Major is played by William Wyndham, who will go on to play Commodore Decker in the famous Star Trek episode, The Doomsday Machine.
That thing's headed to the heart of our galaxy. What are you going to do about it? Sorry.
I have to see more William Wyndham because I don't think I've seen him in a lot. And if I did see him in another thing, I'm sure I forgot about it. But the two performances that I can remember, he's always playing manic and stressed. Like he's very good at playing manic and stressed. But
yes.
Yeah, I've seen him in a number of things. His unfortunately the series only lasted 1 year on NBC, but he was in a series based on James Thurber's stories and cartoons called My World and Welcome to It, where he played a cartoonist that was modeled after James Thurber. And it it was a really clever series that integrated a lot of the famous James Thurber cartoons that he drew for various publications. And it was a series. I remember when it came on, I was already familiar with Thurber because my father read some of his short stories out loud. And he had a volume called the Thurber Carnival, which had basically the greatest hits in a way, but it had this section in the back of the book that had all his cartoons, famous cartoons. And I actually would copy them when I was a wee lad. And but William Wyndham was really good. He's not so manic and stressed in that. He's rather witty. But he's
Oh, there you go. Something different.
he's a family man, but he's a cartoonist by trade, and he's dealing with different situations, humorous situations.
Cool. That's really great.
And then also he does the commentary on the Blu-ray for this episode.
Oh.
And
For this episode, very nice.
Yeah, he enjoyed making this episode, and it was his first gig in Hollywood. He was a New York actor, and you know, they're kind of stuffy, and so, but he had a chance to take a play on the road in L.A. in the L.A. area, and that's why he was out in California. And his agent said, buy some tickets for the agency, and you know, we'll see who attends. So in other words, Wyndham would get a block of tickets and for the agency, and hopefully someone would see him in the play, and then that would lead to some gigs in Hollywood. And he wasn't too thrilled about it, and he noticed night after night these empty seats. He's like, well, that's a waste of money. But somebody from the production saw him and cast him into this episode. Now, in the commentary, he said, now there was a rumor that Richard Widmark was their first choice.
Oh.
For the major, but Widmark scoffed at it. Was just $1,000, and he scoffed at that. Now, for him, it may have been more like $2,500 for the bigger names, but he thought that was laughable for a salary. But William Wyndham said he was paid $1,000, and so that's why he kind of focused on that figure. But I'm pretty sure they offered more to Widmark, and he still turned it down. But William Wyndham goes, "This is my first gig," and he says, $1,000, that was twice what I was getting in New York for being on the stage. So
I was thinking
the only time he went back to New York was to pack the rest of his stuff, and he moved out to California, and the rest is history.
Hooray. And
and just one more, I can't believe I didn't recall, because it's been a while since I've seen that he was in To Kill a Mockingbird. And I do remember him from the Americanization of Emily, a great James Garner, Mary Poppins movie. Not Mary Poppins. What's her name? The lady who played Mary Poppins.
That was Julie Andrews.
Yeah. And then he was also in The Detective with Frank Sinatra, which is technically the first John McClane movie from Die Hard. So. And he was in Escape from Planet of the Apes. He was the president in Escape from Planet of the Apes. So he has, I do know that I recognized him from certain things. He has done other performances where he wasn't just a manic paranoid. And Booger is here. Booger.
Yeah, that's
Gavin, this was also Gavin's first episode as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it must have
We're
been
twins.
It must have been somebody saw him on this episode, and that's how he got cast into Kill a Mockingbird for the following year, because this is 61, and To Kill a Mockingbird is 62.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd forgotten he was in that. That's right.
Spidey one.
And Frank Overton, of course, another Star Trek connection with To Kill a Mockingbird. He plays the sheriff.
And just as a brief tangent, Canadian Spider-Man says, "What was that about Die Hard? Can you please repeat that?" I think it's Roderick Thorne was the guy who wrote the books that John McClane was based on. The first one was called The Detective, and it's got Frank Sinatra on William Wyndham and Angie Dickinson. And it's part of the reason why Frank Sinatra and Mia Farrow got divorced, because she went on to go do Rosemary's Baby, but Frank Sinatra wanted her to star in The Detective. Now, the reason that it ties into Die Hard is because Roderick Thorne, or Roderick Thorpe, I forget, he wrote the book, which is a sequel to The Detective, that is called No One Lives Forever, which was the original source for the adaptation of Die Hard. And so contractually, they had to ask Frank Sinatra, who was like 89 at the time in 1987. He was ish. And it was like, we have to ask him if he wants, because he signed up. He was the producer on that. And if there was ever a sequel to The Detective, it has to be him. And so if he turns it down, we can get who we want. But if he doesn't turn it down, we very well may have had a, octogenarian John McClane. So yeah, that is the production history of The Detective and Die Hard, based on the writings of Roderick Thorne.
I mean, Sinatra would he wouldn't have been able to do any of that.
No, but it's just funny how those kinds of little details show up in Hollywood based on.
I mean, Sinatra, he could sit in a chair. He could do that fine.
But also, I think at that point, Sinatra was pretty much out of his acting era. He had already won an Oscar. He was done. But based on the deal that was made.
Yeah, contractually they had to go,
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That was interesting. Some trivia that escaped the stone racket. The mind boggles. No.
Amazing. So the glove cleaner says William Wyndham is also in an early night gallery. Scott,
I got to get that box set, dude.
Yeah, he's
glove cleaner. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, he's in the first season, and it's the concluding. There's only 6 episodes from season 1, and it's a story called "They're Tearing Down Tim Riley's Bar," and it's kind of a conclusion of a trilogy that started in Twilight Zone, with Walking Distance and A Stop at Willoughby's.
Oh, nice.
But just real quick, it's not a downer. But it's the same kind
of gallery episode.
Yeah. It's to me, my argument against that episode is it's a zone. It's not a gallery. As I asked Scott Skelton, one of the writers of the Night Gallery book, an After Hours tour, I said, "Where's the night in this gallery offering?" It's basically the phantoms that Martin Sloan, not Martin Sloan, that's Twilight Zone. That Randy Lane, Randy Lane, I think is the character. The phantoms he sees are through an alcoholic fog, and that's all I'll say about it. But
interesting.
It's an interesting episode, but it doesn't. For me, this is just my opinion. It doesn't really work. But it's an interesting performance, and according to the commentary by William Wyndham for this Twilight Zone episode, he talked about another offering from Serling, that Night Gallery, and he said, "That's my best performance on television."
Oh, wow!
And in his opinion, he really liked doing that. He liked the story, and for him personally, he felt it was his best performance on television.
Yeah, well, that's great that you listened to that commentary, and he was also in several Columbos. Says
Yeah,
Gavin.
he's actually in the first Columbo that Peter Falk did, which was a standalone movie. It's not a pilot. It was a standalone movie from '68 called Prescription Murder, and he plays the district attorney in that. Uh, and Gene Barry is the guest villain, if you want to call it that. But William Wyndham is a friend of the murderer, but he's the DA, if I remember right, in that. It's not a very big part, but he is in the very first Columbo that they did. $1,000 could buy a lot of 30-cent burgers.
Gavin, that's true. Yeah,
That's very
it's a good
true.
price. It's a good price. Jacob Ironside is here. This episode is great.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
it is one of my favorites. It is
Dogs.
what a wonderful group of actors,
Mhm. And
especially Murray Matheson, William
oh yes,
Wyndham,
right
and
here,
and
Mary
and Susan
Matheson.
Susan Harrison.
Mary
Uh,
Matheson is the clown here.
Yeah, he turns up. He's in some Hawaii Five-O's. I'm trying to think of other things I've seen him in. He's in the Twilight Zone movie and the Kick the Can remake,
Mhm.
uh, directed by Steven Spielberg. But he's phenomenal. And William Wyndham and Susan Harrison had a bit of a snag over billing. William Wyndham thought his part was bigger, but Susan Harrison had already established herself out in Hollywood, and she felt that she needed the billing above him. And but William Wyndham said, "Yeah, we kind of argued over that, but it didn't get too heated." But then he said, and then as we proceeded with the production, we pretended to like one another.
Well,
um,
good, good.
but
That's the whole
but
point. Your actors act
but
like you
but
like each
but
other.
but to put you know uh, uh, anyway,
Who are
William
you
Wyndham
putting?
said, well, yeah, turn of a phrase, it escapes me, but um, William Wyndham concluded by saying, but Murray Matheson deserved top billing above both of us. And he doesn't.
Yeah,
Susan gets top billing, then William, or Bill, as it says, and then
yeah,
Murray. But
William.
Murray should have been top billing because
Well, he was great.
he was phenomenal.
He was funny. I he's a clown in this episode, and he pulls out an umbrella and he makes jokes, and so since he's doing a lot of jokes don't go over when you just repeat them. So I might not be repeating a lot of his jokes because they're better if you go watch the episode. And oh, Booger says he claimed he needed money, so he sold the credit rights, and thus they were listed as written by Serling. I always took this as his version of inventing the question mark, like Dr. Evil's father. Oh,
Yeah,
but also
yeah,
I didn't read the first one.
yeah,
Booger, okay, the first one that was my drunk stepfather, says Booger, claimed that he met Rod Serling in New York City and sold him 2 scripts that became Twilight Zone episodes. One was 8 characters, and he said he would never reveal the other. But a lot of people think that they made Twilight Zone episodes.
yeah.
If you read the
That
Unlocking the
might,
Door, I
yeah,
fail to read a lot of the times they're like, "Oh, you plagiarized my story. This was my story." And then
yeah,
Rod Serling's like, "No, this was not your story."
yeah. There is a night gallery that he wrote, which is a direct lift of
But it's possible. But it's
of
possible.
it's his take on a famous story, and he just said, "No, this is my own." And there, he was like, "Well, Rod, this sounds a lot like that Stevenson story." And it's like, "No, no, it's mine." But it's like, but anyway, uh,
Yeah, yeah. There's a possibility that Booger's dad made a Twilight Zone episode, but it's very hard to prove. Canadian Spider-Man says, "I'm putting the Bucky's Texas Roundup barbecue rub on my deer leg roast. We'll see how it tastes on venison."
I took
There's
that out
good
of context. But anyway,
mm, okay. Yeah, I know, but,
no, that sounds tasty.
definitely. Hello to Jedi Master, Lost in Space, 20, yeah. Oh, yeah, the 2022 is not there here. But hey, great to see you. Great to see you there. And so let's move on. it turns out. All right, then there's something here from. Right. Okay. So the first thing that Zikri says in his book is how there aren't many props in this episode, which is true. But I mean, one prop obviously is this umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So director Lamont Johnson says it was like a theater experience, like working on a unit set in a theater. And I've done a lot of theater, so it didn't hold any particular problems for me. So that's great. And of course, the clown finds it amusing when the major asks if the clown is with the circus, and so he directs attentions to the others that are in the room. So now the major notices there's also a hobo there and a ballet dancer and a man playing a bagpipe, or at least he has bagpipe. And they all encircle the newcomer, and yes, and just pay attention to the way that everybody holds themselves. And hello to Cam Cam. Nice to see you, he says, driving and listening. And he's also saying hello to Canadian Spider Man. Good to see you. Have fun, everyone. And Eris 2018 says, I have to go. Have a good one. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Eris. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. So we're moving on here. There's the bagpipe. Oh yeah, they center in on it. I love when they do that because that's very helpful to me when I'm trying to learn everybody. But here it's easy because nobody has any names. It's just hobo and ballet dancer. So I don't have to learn too much except for actor names. And then I have experts here, so sometimes I don't even have to do that. And so the major's yelling. He does a lot of yelling, as it was said before. He's very good at being upset
Yeah.
and paranoid and manic. And the ballerina says that nobody knows who they are. They don't. He doesn't know who he is anymore, except for that he's a major. And so they don't have a memory of how they got trapped or who
Did you
they
want me
are.
to read the intro? The opening narration?
You can read the opening narration after I read a couple of things from the ballerina.
Oh, okay.
Just one thing. I just like this one quote that she has. Nameless things with no memory, no knowledge of what went before, no understanding of what is now, no knowledge of what will be. So she's calling herself and the others that nameless without a
Yeah,
memory,
she has a lot of
which I
good
think is
lines.
interesting. Yeah, she seems to really have a grasp on the insanity of what they're going through, even though
Yeah.
she doesn't know what they are. So she actually seems to be the logical character out of them. And the major asks how long they're going to be there, and the clown does answer by bending himself into a pretzel while he says that they don't know. So there's a lot. The clown does a lot of physical presentations as well as what he says.
Yeah, Murray
Lines.
Matheson had no problem because he was trained as a dancer as well as an actor. So he said
Yeah.
he said he had no problem doing so-called acrobatic type maneuvers.
Makes sense. Yeah, and he does constantly the whole episode. He's doing that. Okay, now we're ready for the opening narration. Do you have it?
Yes, I do. Clown,
Okay.
hobo, ballet dancer, bagpiper, and an army major. A collection of question marks. Five improbable entities stuck together into a pit of darkness. No logic, no reason, no explanation, just a prolonged nightmare in which fear, loneliness, and the unexplainable walk hand in hand through the shadows. In a moment, we'll start collecting clues as to the whys, the whats, and the wheres. We will not end the nightmare. We'll only explain it because that is the Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm. And yes, that's a great opener. I enjoy that. especially if you don't know what's going on yet. But of course, everybody here knows what's going on.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
it
get.
kind of gives the game away where we see Serling kind of looking down. I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't look as large as it does for the actors that we just saw. It's like, wait a
Well,
minute.
that and also if you pay attention to the ballerina, she really
Yeah.
does walk around like a dolly. And
Well,
Gavin says,
she's kind of. Oh, go ahead.
who would want a bagpiper dolly? But who would want a hobo dolly? Even more to the point.
Well, you know, they had those things back then, I guess. I mean, the writer put that in for, I don't know, a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they had those back then. I don't know. I don't know if that would be that popular, but
I guess if you have a
the
train set, you want a hobo for your train set.
oh, Jill, you can get in trouble there. But yeah, with the
What?
ballerina and the army major and the clown, you know, definitely plenty of toys and dolls and whatnot. But the tramp or the hobo, Serling calls them both. In the opening narration, it's hobo, and the closing, it's tramp. But and then the bagpiper with an outrageous Scottish accent. But yeah, that's a little harder to fathom. As far as would that be a popular toy even back then? I don't know. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
the major and the
yeah,
ballerina would
and
definitely be popular.
in spite of all that, I want Sideshow or NECA or Hot Toys, somebody to come out with a 5 characters in search of an exit box set of action figures. Not these little dinky
Oh,
things, but at least 7-inch, 8-inch tall.
that would be cool.
And I want you can buy them separate or you can buy them all in one set. And if you get them all in one set, it comes with a special carrying case, a drum, a metal drum.
You would have to get the barrel. Yes, agreed, agreed. Booger had a bagpipes figure as a
Oh,
kid.
there you
That if
go.
see, then if you laid it down, the eyes would close. It wasn't a great toy. It didn't do much, but wasn't quite
Oh,
a display figure. Well, it was for
okay.
playing
Well,
with.
there you go. Booger had a
Well,
bagpiper figure. That's cool.
I always like the dollies that close their eyes because then I can put them. They can go to sleep.
Yeah, my sister had a baby doll that she named after me, but she couldn't pronounce my name correctly. She couldn't say Brian, so her baby doll that closed its eyes when you laid it down was Gwian.
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 Very cute. That's cute. So there you go. There we go. And I hope you have safe travels, Cam, wherever you are, wherever you're traveling.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
and a
traveling?
little foreshadowing from Sterling there. Yeah, he
Yep,
is.
a little
He's driving
foreshadowing.
while
He's really good at foreshadowing, isn't he?
he is great at foreshadowing.
Yes.
Cam is listening and driving. Drive
Oh,
safely,
yeah,
Cam.
that's right. Drive safely.
And does the hobo have a kung fu grip? I'm not sure.
Oh, that is funny.
That
I
would
love
make
that.
sense.
Kung Fu grip. Yeah. Well, certainly the major has Kung Fu grip.
Well, right. He has a sword and he can bang
Yeah,
them
he
on
has
the
a
wall.
sword and he's got fists of iron, apparently.
And the clown introduces himself. I'm a clown, which is neither here nor there or any place. I could be a certified public accountant, a financier, a left-handed pitcher who throws only curves. What difference does it make?
Yeah,
And then
he's quite knowledgeable about that kind of thing. So
yeah, he is.
he doesn't talk like the ballerina
He's
talks.
he's kind of full of satire.
Yeah, full of
But then
sass.
yeah, lots of sass. Speaking of which, he sings the "We're Here" song.
Yeah. We're
We're here.
here because we're here because we're here because we're here. We're here. Oh, he doesn't go that far, but anyway. All on
No.
design, he sings
Well,
the
he
melody
doesn't.
of
He would have. He would have gone that
yeah.
far, except Major cuts him off and says, "You're an idiot." And he agrees, actually. Energetic idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Why
he's
are they
basically
there, Jill? Why? What's going on, Jill?
well, and the major is just so upset, and this whole episode is punctuated by the major wanting to escape. Everybody
Yeah.
feel,
He's
has
he's the
different
catalyst.
philosophy.
He's the catalyst, and it's logical that he would be, you know, trying to get to the bottom of things and directing the others, uh, you know, asking the questions, and then he's the one that gets them to all unify and do something.
Yes.
And so he's a very important character, even though he's kind of stressed.
Yeah, he's
He even
stressed.
breaks down at one point, and William Wyndham goes, "Yeah, I was known for, being kind of weepy."
He was very good at
Do
being weepy.
doing the
Oh,
weepy
yeah,
scene,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's when
He's
he
good at
described himself, as, having a wishy-washy face. He said, like Robert Cummings, he goes, you know, had kind of a wishy-washy face, but then he goes, Spencer Tracy, he didn't have a wishy-washy face. He's comparing himself to some of these other actors, but no, he was a fine actor. So
Mhm.
has nothing to be, but he's so self-deprecating in the commentary. But
Yeah, no, it's good when a man can cry like that. That's great.
yeah,
As an actor.
he's good at getting upset, and
Mhm.
he can do that very well.
Mhm. And the clown is there to mock him as he's trying to do it.
They're polar opposites, and it works. That's what it makes
Yeah.
this episode. And then you throw the ballerina, more philosophical, and those are three major characters, and they're all brilliant. It's brilliantly directed. It's brilliantly written and acted. And Lamont Johnson, he directed other Twilight Zone episodes, but this is his favorite. He said. Like you mentioned, he didn't feel limited because he was used to theater, and so he treated it as a theater piece. But he enjoyed working with the actors, and they enjoyed working with him. But he said because of the big reveal, they all could work with their inner child in a way, and
Yeah, definitely. Because
so they all, it affected all their performances in certain ways, and Lamont Johnson encouraged that.
because the major is trying to escape, the clown is the exact opposite, just wanting to relax. Like, why don't we just chill and
Yeah.
watch the ballerina dance around and relax and
Yeah,
be
I wanted to
entertained?
watch her dance around, but
Yeah.
that's yeah. She's
And
uh she's quite stunning. Her eyes are so expressive too.
definitely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the bagpiper says each of us has gone around like a bloodhound, nose to wall, nose to floor. So they've all been through this.
Yes.
They've all been through what the major's been through, and they've given up and they've accepted their lot in life, but the major is not ready for that.
Yep, he's a man of
And
action.
and he wants to know what's up there. And the clown says, you name it, sky, artificial light, fluorescent lamp, an illuminated microscope, you name it. One guess is as good as the other. And the ballet dancer considers other possibilities. We could be on another planet or spaceship, or maybe we're all insane. Maybe this is a mirage, an illusion.
Yeah, I thought you would like that she said that maybe we're on a spaceship.
Yeah, I
It's
like
like
that one.
it's like, hey, everything's science fiction. You got it.
Why not? But the
Well,
hobo thinks that we're dead, and
oh
this is
dear.
limbo, which
Yeah,
is
limbo.
closer than he knows.
Yeah. And then the major says at the halfway point that he thinks they're in hell.
Yes,
It's like,
yes, those two go
what?
together.
What?
Yeah,
I kind of would
yeah,
say
he's
I would go. I'm more of well, no, it's kind of a limbo. It's not hell. It's definitely
yeah,
not the
the
hell
hobo had it
of
right.
this from the scriptures, but a limbo is more apropos.
Yeah, it's more like a limbo would be more like, getting stuck on the tarmac at the airport or something. And the bagpiper says we don't really exist. We're dream figures from somebody else's existence. And the clown says, or we're each of us having a dream, and everyone
Yeah.
else is part of the other person's dream.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes it another, well, more than one step further. He takes it several steps further. But yeah, that's right. Thanks for reminding me of that.
He can get a little out there. You
Yeah.
call it. You can have it. That is the one thing we have an abundance of possibilities, an infinite number of possibilities. And so he's almost nihilistic in a way. And how would a ballerina know what a spaceship was?
Well, it's that they all have, it's interesting the knowledge of the outside world that they have. And it really it throws you
Mhm.
off. And then of course the stinger of an ending is kind of like, what? But I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't make perfect sense. I just I love the ending.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I don't know, maybe she was in a factory that also built spaceships. And
There you go. Well, there you go. Or on the same shelf as, or on the opposite side of the store, there was spaceship toys.
yeah, and they were all right next to Encyclopedia Britannicas, and they
There you
all read.
go. But the 5 characters in search of an exit, or for me, the subtitle for me personally is "Be kind to your toys."
Yes. Don't be a Sid, but of course, that's like what
No,
Phantom Outsider says. These are the rejects from the island of misfit toys.
no,
What?
no, no, no.
Oh
They're
no,
not
they're not
rejects.
misfits.
They're not
Yeah, they're not.
misfits.
They're not.
Um,
They're not. But look, it's Toy Story. Sad.
well, when I read the closing narration, there's a
There's
ray of
hope.
hope, and it ties in with my subtitle for this, my personal subtitle for this episode. So yeah,
That's what I asked earlier. Who wants a dirty hobo? I figured it out. If you have a train set, you need a hobo.
well, I'm sure there were. Um, well, my sister, the closest thing that my sister had to anything that resembled the hobo here is a scarecrow. You
Mhm.
know, kind of a floppy hat. It had a floppy hat, and uh, but he has a suit coat. But I guess there were, you know, hobo dolls. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I would imagine though he's missing the little bindle thing.
Oh, the little
The little
kerchief on a stick, the little
yeah, that.
knapsack. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's reminds me. I went as a hobo uh, when there's a nearby school that had they called it summer playground, and we all dressed up as different characters, and I went as a hobo. I forgot all about that.
Interesting.
I had
That's
an
cool.
oversized coat that uh, it wasn't from my dad. It was from one of my uncles, and
Oh, that's so cute when
I
a
did
kid wears grown-up clothes.
yeah, it was, it was basically it was a coat from when one of my uncles was a teenager, so it was oversized, but not as ridiculous as it could have been if I had one
Mhm.
of my dad's coats. But I forgot all about that. My mom made a little knapsack. I actually had my lunch in it, and with
Oh,
a
that's
kerchief,
clever.
one of those red bandana type kerchiefs, and then of course I went out and got a good small tree branch for a stick. Yeah,
Mm.
that's funny. I had forgotten all about that until we started talking about this.
What a
One of
good
the most
costume.
glorious things about the old timey days is that a child could go up to their parents and the parents would say, "What do you want to be for Halloween?" And the child would say, "I want to be a homeless person."
There you
And
go.
so it's like, what? All right, I
And
guess.
he has like 3 days growth of 3 days growth of beard, and for me it was just makeup. It was just uh,
Oh, yeah, that makes
kind of
sense.
it was basically it was almost like taking a cue from Red Skelton and Freddy the Freeloader. He was kind of that way as well,
Mhm.
on television. character I was familiar with. But yeah, I had the so-called 3 days growth of beard and kind of grungy, but that was just some theatrical makeup
Indeed.
that my dad still had because he was in theater in high school and college.
So Booger has a different theory about why they all remember certain knowledge. They know so much about the world. Each bit of knowledge shows a sliver of their previous life. So maybe their memories sort of reset every time they get they're
Yeah, it could
passed
be.
down to the next kids.
And then he says
That's
possibly
possible.
from when they were loved like Jesse was, and he's talking about Toy
Yes.
Story 2.
Yes, the girl cowboy.
Yeah,
Cowgirl.
love that movie. It was a great sequel.
I love
And
the first three.
the third one is really good, but boy, does it get stressful.
Yes. Yes, it is
It
almost
yeah, it was a
It's
great
almost horrific.
that's where it should have ended, and
It was
I'll still
perfect. It was a
yeah, it
perfect
was a
cycle.
perfect ending.
It was a passing on of all the toys. Andy grew up and he passed them
Yeah,
on. And that's it. That should be
that's
the
it.
end.
That's the end.
At least, yeah. Just
According to
did.
Quentin Tarantino, yes.
There are
Quentin
hobo
Tarantino
dolls.
said, well, Quentin Tarantino said that the original 3 Toy Story movies are as close as you can get to a perfect trilogy, and he hasn't seen any of them afterwards because he's like, it's over.
Yeah,
It's done.
I totally agree. It's a perfect trilogy. One of the best trilogies, film trilogies. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, what was that?
Yes. Oh, it's a film theory that Booger has about Toy Story, and I was wondering whether or not we wanted to include
Oh,
that
I don't know about that. Boy,
Andy's
that would
mom
be
abandoned
sad.
Jesse.
Oh, that would be so sad.
Hmm.
I think his mom is too old for that series of toys. But the thing
Well,
is, wait a minute. No, that wouldn't be correct because it is a toy from the 50s, right? I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah,
or at
so she
least
wouldn't be
the
too old.
very early 60s when they still had kind of shows like that. Um, yeah. So yeah, I agree. It could have been a toy of his mother's. Yeah.
So everyone's they're
Philosophical.
they all have their philosophy on
Yeah.
what is going on to them, what's going on, except for the major isn't into this. He just wants to escape. He's like,
That's
okay, that's
right.
very nice, but how the hell have you ever thought of the possibility of getting out of here?
Yeah.
And so he decides it must be a nightmare. Okay, so does a
A
nightmare belong to
nightmare.
one of them?
A dream to some, a nightmare to others. I
Oh
can't
yeah, this is
resist.
where she's getting sad.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
saw the Toy Stories, says Kronos. Very good
Oh,
movies.
yeah. The first 3, excellent.
First 3, all you need.
Love those
And
movies.
and so then the major says, "Hey, somebody must be feeding us. We must get food somehow." But
Yeah, and they're
then,
like, uh-oh.
no, we're not eating at all. So they're not even performing biological function.
It's kind of like,
So
uh-oh. That's a big
their
clue, Jill.
their life systems are under question here. So they don't feel hunger or heat or thirst or discomfort.
Yeah, that's where
Although the discomfort part isn't quite true, because they
yeah,
do feel pain.
yeah, I mean, when we get there, someone feels a strained muscle.
Hmm. And they've all been there for a long time, according to the ballet dancer. And the major wonders if they've shouted, and the clown says they have. So he's shouting a lot. He does shout a whole lot in this episode. If I would have got clips, I would have gotten some clips of
Now
Wyndham
here
shouting.
he's using his broken sword. He's pounding the floor, if I remember right.
Did you see the slide of that yet?
Yeah, the one you just had.
Oh, did I miss it? Let's see. He's
Yeah, it's
up
the one
against the
after this.
wall.
I
And
think
he's
that's where he's using the
no,
broken sword. Is
no,
it?
not yet. No,
Oh,
it's not,
okay.
because I actually get a slide of the broken sword
Oh, okay. Sorry about
once we
that.
get there. That's okay. That's okay. He's here. See, there's the sword. He's just tapping it And then he says, "What if we try to put a hole in it?" And the hobo says, "We discovered that this was the universe right here for our purpose. This is the universe. This little room, imaginary universe, just being a barrel." And then they're all shocked, and it's kind of like an earthquake because when the loud bell rings.
Yeah. It's like, what the heck is that?
And now the major is pleading, and I suppose he's crying at this point. And it shakes, and everyone falls to the ground, and the hobo asks the ballet artist to dance to pass the time. And the bagpipe player plays a song for her to dance to. I've never seen a ballet with the bagpipes.
Well, she's almost doing a jig because of the bagpipes.
Right. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, it looked that way to me, but we're really jumping ahead here, Jen.
Oh yeah, we are. I thought I had the sword. Maybe I did. Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's just the hilt of the sword he's tapping against the wall there.
Yeah, but, maybe he did already break it. I thought I got a picture of the broken sword, but not. But he grabs the sword and he tries to pierce through the wall, but because it's just a dinky plastic thing, so of course it's going to break from the metal.
Well, I don't think it's plastic. I think it is metal, but it's not a very strong metal.
Okay. Oh, that's right. These are classic toys, so they would be.
Yeah, these
maybe tin.
It's and it would be dull as a butter knife, but anyway, don't want the kiddies to cut themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so the ballet dancer says that it gets easier over time to be here. But she also says something interesting that also is another hint. She says maybe things like this exist for the unloved.
Ooh.
And so that comes up again.
Yeah.
The major says, "Why don't we have names?" And so he's just like, okay. And then he can't cut through the walls.
Well, I know his name is Bill. No.
So he decides to dig a tunnel and he starts banging the floor with his broken sword.
Yeah.
And so finally he comes up with something.
Yep.
But not until he says, "This is hell," like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and that's the halfway point, and it's kind of like pretty ominous.
Yes. Then the clown makes a joke about acrobatics, and that actually is inspirational.
Yes.
And yeah, we are nonetheless governed by human frailty, not the least of which is gravity, says the clown. I like that.
Yeah. He's got a lot of good lines. He deserved an Emmy.
An Emmy, yeah.
Sure. Very, very good performance. But I like that William Wyndham in the commentary said Murray Matheson deserved top billing.
Mm-hmm. So he decides that they can stand up on top of each other to reach the top of the barrel, or we know it's a barrel, but they don't know what it is.
You get to the top, and then the ballerina gets to climb up the human ladder, so to speak.
Yeah. So, Petal says they changed the title. Rod kept the story pretty close to how I had it. I believe she took out one character, but it was pretty much the same that I had written it. I recall that they were worried about how they were going to produce it. The vertical climb was a challenge for them, but I suggested they build half of the huge container and make it horizontal, and that is how they shot it. It wasn't on the set when they filmed it, but they took my suggestion and went with it. I never saw Serling before the party, and I never saw him since. And he's talking about the party he went to pitch the story.
Yeah, he got first crack at it, but I don't know that whole thing of, well, it was my idea to have the set at a 45-degree angle. That sounds a little apocryphal, because I would think that would be something solved by Buck Houghton and Lamont Johnson and the others in the production team for the show. But I don't know. Maybe he did say that right off the bat, or
Maybe he did.
maybe it
Maybe he
was in
didn't.
his script or
Oh, it could be.
whatever he turned in. Maybe he just said, because he was experienced in running teleplays, and so he had already sold stuff for television, and so he probably some writers writing teleplays and movies, they'll actually put in suggestions for sets or that kind of thing. So maybe it was in his script, you know.
It could be. It could
Yeah.
be. So the major calls on the clown's expertise with the circus. So the clown has to admit this. I assure you that, though I may wear the costume of a clown, I have no recollection whatsoever of having been one. He's a really good one, considering.
Yeah. No
And she's
recollection
just
of being one or in a circus or anything, but there he is.
she's agonizingly close to the top. She has to climb all of these men to get up there. And
Yeah, yeah. Susan can climb on me. Oh, sorry.
yeah, I
Sorry.
was expecting that
Sorry.
kind of joke.
Yeah,
That's okay.
she's just one more arm's
Oh,
length away
yeah.
from the top edge there.
Yeah, just inches, if just a
Almost
foot.
there.
But the bell rings again, and they all fall down.
Earthquake. They all
Yeah, it's an
tumble
earthquake.
down, and the poor ballerina.
She sprains her ankle
She
or
says
sprains
she
something.
says that she's strained her leg, so it's like a muscle strain. So she
Mm.
can feel. Of course, she doesn't talk about it's painful. I can't move. She just says I've strained some. So, but it's like, well, wait a minute, that you can feel that. So
Yeah, so there's some kind of sensations,
yeah,
'cause I guess
so maybe that taking that kind of a fall that way did cause something.
yeah, because they don't get hungry, but they can be
Yeah,
broken.
yeah, that's
Can break your
I'm
toes.
glad they put that in there because it still makes you kind of guess. It's like, well, wait, what the heck is going on here? I'm glad I went into this episode totally blind. I didn't know anything about it.
Hmm.
Uh, and I was kind of going, well, wait a minute, what, you know, so
Yeah,
but
the conclusion came to me, but when the conclusion comes to me, I figure that I must have seen it without remembering having seen it.
yeah, because
'Cause
the
I've seen a lot
conclusion
of
is kind of
Twilight Zone.
like, it's like, I'm glad it wasn't spoiled like some of the other episodes because I'd read the stories, but,
Right.
um, but this one was, rather, I was pleasantly, surprised and amused at the same time.
So, most of the scene where they're standing on top of each other were the stunt actors, Ray
Yeah.
Saunders, Russ
Mhm.
Saunders, Patty Saunders. Whoa, family.
Yeah,
Bill
yeah,
Couch
probably
and
probably
Chuck
husband and
Couch.
wife or brother, sister. But yeah, when we can't see their faces and they're standing or they're at an angle, 45-degree angle. We can't see their
Yes.
faces, it's stunt doubles. So it's kinda
Oh,
like,
the
well,
Dutch angle.
and so but the thing is when they all tumble, I think maybe that's also the stunt people because I
Mhm.
don't think we see their faces when they all take a tumble on that from that one angle, but
Yes. They were so close. So,
yep,
even though they can't, yeah, even though, yeah, that's the weirdest thing that she can feel her her
yeah.
leg. But they'll try again, but she has to sit out because she's hurt. And this time the major's gonna be on top. He's gonna create a grappling hook out of the remains of his sword.
And the, clown takes part of his costume, the whatever you call that,
Because they
decorative.
need a rope. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then I
know.
think, the bagpiper also contributes. He does something to contribute to the rope.
Yes. And this works. He's able to climb up
Yeah,
and
and
he
William Wyndham
climbs
goes,
over.
"Well," he says, "that wouldn't work in real life, but this isn't real life here." So,
No,
he said something
I'm
like
okay with
that.
this.
He goes,
Why
"That
not?
wouldn't."
And then he falls into the snow.
Yeah, it's like, "What? Where the heck is
Look at
this?"
that. He looks so worried.
Yeah.
And they're all very worried. But outside, something else is happening. And we see that now the Major looks like a dolly.
because
And
because he is a dolly.
because he is a dolly.
There's a
And
little
a little
girl.
girl, she picks him up
Hey, he's an
and
action figure, all right?
Yeah,
He's an action figure.
Yeah, what's the matter with me? He's an action. And the little girl there is Buck Houghton's daughter, and Buck Houghton was on pins and needles about this. He avoided the set when she was being filmed because he was like, he asked Lamont Johnson if it would be okay if his daughter was considered, and then he Lamont liked her. He said she came across as a genuine child, not some kind of Hollywood or theatrical kid. And he just said, "Yeah, let's go with her," and he liked working with her. But Buck was nowhere to be found because he was so nervous. He was like, as a producer, he was like, "Well, I did suggest my daughter, and I kind of feel it's like, am I pressuring it?" And Lamont didn't feel pressured at all. He just said she worked just fine. But
Yeah, she
but
definitely was very natural
yeah, very
as a
natural.
little girl
Mhm.
helping the church with their
Yeah,
drive.
that's right. And
And
this
so she
street
puts
looks
him she returns the Major back to the barrel.
Yeah, and this street looks very familiar. It looks like the street from you know, uh the first season episode. Oh, what's the name of the title of that one oh,
Which episode?
with Mr. Death, and it has
Oh, One for the Angels?
One for the Angels. I knew it had angels in it. One for the Angels. It looks like that street in a way, but Lamont said that he goes, "Well, we just had her for one day," and then he corrected himself and he goes, "One evening." So this was on the back lot, shot at night. So I found that really interesting because I thought kids under 16 could not work at night.
Well, apparently she was very nervous and she was a very active kid.
Oh yeah,
So
tell that story, Jill. That's a good one.
yeah, yeah, basically Buck Houghton just took her out to walk her around the back lot until she was so tired she couldn't be nervous.
Yeah,
And they must have walked 3 miles.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was cute.
It is.
That's one way of calming her down because she'd never acted before.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is really sweet because all the other dolls are meant to be presents for orphans at Christmas, ages 2 to 10, the barrel says. And they just need more toys. That's why the barrel's so empty.
Yeah, it's the early part of the drive.
Yeah, and so now I'm imagining when it does get filled up and everybody's all crowded, like, oh, well, we just have to live like this now. And so he
Like
did get
Jill
out.
is going to start all over again.
It is.
But the thing is, maybe not because the Major now has knowledge of the outside world.
Yeah, does he know now that he's a toy that
Yeah.
he's intended and so he can say we're all going to be toys for children, and so we are going to have a purpose. And
Yeah.
so just like
And
Toy Story.
like one of the people in the chat said, this is the precursor to the Buzz Lightyear character.
Exactly, that's what I had in my notes. Where did I have that in my notes? I didn't see that in the chat yet, but I do.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you had it up
have
on the
that.
screen real quick.
I think it was
Mhm.
Gavin.
Was it
Okay,
Gavin?
so
Okay, yeah. Gavin makes so many good observations. I was going to say it was Gavin, but I just couldn't remember. But
yeah, because they are all like Buzz Lightyear because they don't know that they're toys.
yeah,
And so given that though, are they going to be happy or sad? Because he was dejected. He was not happy to find out he's a toy. And
yeah,
he basically gave up on life and let himself be dressed up like a girl and go to a tea party.
yeah. That reveal the revelation scene where he sees the commercial for the Buzz Lightyear toy, and he's so horrified, and it's like, what?
Well, that is the one. Like, not to say that Toy Story is a perfect documentary or anything, but if Buzz Lightyear doesn't think he's a toy, why does he freeze whenever Andy comes into the room? because he should technically. He's like, I'm just Buzz Lightyear, so he shouldn't fall down unless there's some sort of black magic.
Oh, Scotty, you ruin everything.
I'm pointing out what's happening on screen. Open your mind. Open your mind.
No, close the mind.
Well, no, we've met. I know that.
No, it's I go with the flow of the movie and don't overthink it.
Well, I always thought it was because it doesn't matter if he knows he's a toy or not. That's just how he functions. And so I guess it's black magic.
In other words, black magic.
Yeah, it's black magic.
It's just toy.
Let's just say it's a space-time continuum thing involving toys and
I think it's a fantasy animated story for children, and so
yes. For the children and all of us. For the children and all of us.
From kids from 1 to 92.
Oh, I love that. It reminds me of something.
Well, I was a kid when Toy Story came out, so
yay.
So,
Perfect age, right?
Yeah, it was the exact perfect age for the movie.
So what was your response to it as a young child?
I loved it. It was great.
And I saw it. Let's see, what year did that come out?
Terrifying.
What year did that come out? 93, 94?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I would have been, let's see, I would have been 35. So it delayed me as a 35-year-old.
95.
Yeah.
So yes.
And I love
in fact, my best friend had seen it before me, and he said, you've got to see this movie. So we both went. He went to it again with me. He said, when I first saw this, I thought of you. This is a perfect movie for you. And I went, okay. So,
I was fascinated by its technicality too, the 3D nature of it. There were all these making of videos all over the place, so I would watch them work on the 3D animation and Pixar and everything.
Yeah,
it was an up and comer.
That's right.
And yeah, wonderful. And so apparently the barrel in this episode cost it said a considerable expense, but it didn't say what the expense was.
Like the interior of the barrel, or are we talking about
the set?
Yeah, the set, not this barrel. Not this
that
barrel.
Not that one. Barrel was $1.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant.
It was basically
this barrel.
Yeah, they did. Of course, this is just a semicircle, but they did it. 2 versions of this set. One that was pitched at an angle, and one that wasn't. And then you read another book, or it's in a commentary, and it's like, no, it's just one set that you could tilt. And it was like, well, no, I don't think that's right. But so I think there was two versions of it.
When I was watching it, and you guys obviously have the research in terms of the production, but I think it was Booger or maybe Gavin in the chat earlier, and it was like, or maybe it was Phantom Outsider, and it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like the way that Batman and Robin used to scale buildings in the 1960s show. That's what I thought it was.
That's a good call. Actions. Whoever said that in the chat, that is a very
good that was.
I haven't got to the chat yet.
It's similar. That wasn't at a 45-degree angle for Batman. That was simply then just crawling or just crouched down, going horizontally, and then people had these little trap doors, and they'd pop out of the windows like they were at the proper angle. And it's like, well, the camera's tilted this way, and
that's what I thought they did here.
Well, it was at a 45-degree angle, according to
you mentioned,
the 2 books. So, but it's the same.
Oh, the time flew by today. How did that happen? Well, I guess I did start a little late, but now everybody's laying around. I gotta wrap up. Now they're all laying around. Okay, so now they're all laying around like dolls because they are dolls. And the main question, the main question I had was asked within the first 10 seconds of this live stream, so I don't have to read that note. So, which is who wants a hobo? But
I want a hobo.
Apparently people do. And apparently somebody in the chat said they also have hobo clowns.
There are hobo clowns, but also like if you and it was accurately sort of pointed out that these are like when I grew up, GI Joes, the Star Wars action figures, they're all 3.5 inches. But when the original GI Joe toy line came out, I think that they were between 6 and 9 inches. I want to say 6 inches. And they were much more sort of akin to Ken dolls. I don't want to say Barbies because
those
GI Joes are men. Damn it, men.
Yeah, the GI Joes were more like, I think, more like 10-inch
sure.
action figures. Yeah, those.
And
yeah,
so, but just to finish my thought is that if you look at like the 80s re-release or reimagining of the GI Joe toy line to sort of coincide with the animated series, everybody had their own distinct personality based on their costuming. And so I would understand, like, if you had like a Cops and Robbers action figure line or doll line, and then it was like, oh, and here's the tramp, or here's the hobo. And so I can understand how, when you buy your toys, and especially as a kid. Now, I'm not talking about Hot Toys and spending $500 on a She-Hulk. By the way, buy me a She-Hulk. But like I'm saying that it's like you want to get a good guy and a bad guy, or like you, Stone Racket, you want to get multiple xenomorphs to sort of flesh out your infested shelf. And so I can understand how you would find yourself in possession of a hobo with a bindle, and yeah. I think I'm fascinated by hobos mostly because of riding the rails. So if I would get a hobo, I would have to get like the train set to go with him.
There you
Yes,
go.
that's what I was saying too.
And
earlier. Like
King of the Road, Roger Miller.
Trailers for sale or rent.
That's right. Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents.
So
Jill,
apparently the mannequins. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to read about the life masks.
Okay, you want to read about the mannequins and how the head sculpts were made.
Remember I said I couldn't find it, then I found it, and you said, wait.
Yes. Oh, now you can read it.
With each of the actors, a life mask was made and then painted to look like a doll. Says makeup artist William Tuttle. They sent out and got some mannequin bodies so that we just did the heads. Charlie Schramm did most of them. And just like at the After Hours, what a magnificent job of capturing the likeness of the actors. And I like the touch. I hope this was from Lamont Johnson, but the arm of the mannequin for the ballerina moves just as the camera starts to pan over to her face.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And then, of course, the close-up where she's crying, it's like, oh, don't cry.
Which also sort of breaks down the we don't feel anything.
Yes. And it's like they do feel after all. And in the closing narration, there is a ray of hope, like I mentioned earlier.
What does it
Well,
say?
it doesn't break it
What
down because William Wyndham was an emotional mess the whole episode. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
Well,
he cried first.
I feel on a deeper level. I think maybe it was what Scotty was getting at. I don't know.
Well, I wasn't. Yeah, I just thought it was. I thought it was strange that there was that rolling tear at the end because it was like, we don't feel, and then but the entire episode is showing the general.
Although it is odd
lieutenant,
that she has
whatever,
tears.
A major.
It is weird that she has tears during her toy mode.
Yeah,
if you want to call it that.
Right. Quite poignant.
I thought it was tears of abandonment. It was almost like everybody else knew the truth once the
major got back.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a good reading. That's how I read it.
That's possible because we don't know for sure what happens after he gets tossed back in the barrel. But hopefully, Christmas is coming up. The children are going to adopt the dollies and love them. And hopefully they get adopted too, and they get a family and everything.
Right.
Well, and also because it is for a girl's home, it would be like I'm assuming adopted or like an orphanage, and so it would be the worst present in the world if you were homeless and boarded in an orphanage with no parents. And then it was like, so what do you want for Christmas? A hobo. It's like, you're already a hobo. Get a mirror. So
Cruel. That's cruel.
Oh,
well, it
really?
is cruel. Don't give a homeless person a hobo doll.
Well, there's, just families that are just poor and can't afford toys. And so
Yeah,
there would be children with parents that, the parents can't really afford to get any toys or very, very few. And so this helps, the poor people.
No, I understand. But if I were like mauled by a bear and I woke up on Christmas Eve in a hospital bed after being in a coma for like 3 months or something because of the horrific actions of a grizzly bear that had furiously destroyed my physicality at the time, and I wake up and then someone says, "Here, have a teddy bear," I would
Merry
be like,
Christmas.
"No."
No,
This is the Christmas episode.
No, you would, the first thing you would say is, I want a hobo doll.
I want a hobo doll. Can I have a hobo doll instead of this representation of the awful thing that happened to me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Stone Racket, we're ready for
The closing narration. Yes. Just a barrel, a dark depository where are kept the counterfeit, make-believe pieces of plaster and cloth, wrought in the distorted image of human life. But this added hopeful note. Perhaps they are unloved only for the moment. In the arms of children, there can be nothing but love. A clown, a tramp, a bagpipe player, a ballet dancer, and a major. Tonight's cast of players on the odd stage known as the Twilight Zone. So there's a ray of hope there, and the love of a child. I like
Definitely.
that.
And just because I'm pressed for time, I'm going to go straight into the previews for next week, and then we'll get back in touch with the chat for a bit and finish up. And the poll, that's right.
Oh,
so
I got to vote.
Yes.
Do it.
The first preview for next week, Mr. Dean Stockwell makes
Al.
Yes, Al. Mr. Dean Stockwell makes his journey into the Twilight Zone, playing the role of a platoon lieutenant on Corregidor during the last few hours of World War II. So we're back to World War II. What happens to him provides the basis of a weird and yet, we think, haunting excursion into the shadowland of imagination. On the Twilight Zone next week, Mr. Dean Stockwell stars in The Quality of Mercy. Ooh.
That's going to be amazing.
Yes, it'll be great. I can't wait for Dean Stockwell. Also next week, an excursion into the shadowland of the hereafter. Miss Gladys Cooper and Mr. Robert Redford combines sizable talents to bring you a script by George Clayton Johnson entitled Nothing in the Dark.
Like the real dark? Robert Redford? This isn't just like a character named Robert Redford.
No, it's the actor Robert Redford that we all know and love and recently passed. Yeah, he's
okay. I wasn't finished.
Forgive me.
The dark in this case being the little nooks, crannies, and closets of those regions, presided over by Mr. Death. I hope you'll be with us next week for Nothing in the Dark.
Yeah.
There you go. What are we going to say?
I was just letting Scotty know that indeed it is Robert Redford, an early performance, but he had appeared in a live drama that Serling wrote, playing a young German officer.
Was that in like a playhouse?
That was like a Playhouse 90. I remember seeing footage of it where he's being, if I recall correctly, the clip that they were showing, he's being kind of, you could say, radicalized, and the expression on Robert Redford's face, was rather
guys,
scary. Rather
we got to wrap up.
Did
Oh,
I
wait,
did
no, wait.
I read this? I
No,
think
Old
I
Man
missed
Bird.
this. Old Man Bird, I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're still here. For $9.99, I was so into the episode, I think I missed a super chat, which is very odd for me to do. I did not mean to do it. I'm so very sorry. Forgive me. I thought Cedric Diggory was in these Twilight shows. At work, dropping by with the dono for Jill's work. Hail Jill fans. Thank you so much for the $9.99. I know that you appreciate my work here and I appreciate your support.
And
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
your wit, Old Man Bird, because Cedric Diggory was a sparkly vampire in Twilight. And so I get
Well,
the complicated weaving of the different
well, and so imagine my disappointment when I go to the Wax Museum in California and it is Edward instead of Cedric Diggory. See I would have loved to see him in his Hufflepuff uniform and a broomstick and everything, and
yes,
instead of as a vampire.
as a vampire.
Humbug.
Or Batman. Or Batman.
Yeah, I used to always tease my three nieces who were into those crappy Twilight
Shut your face.
stuff. Oh, it's if Stephen King, who's an absolute hack, says that they're terrible books, that's anyway. My
Yeah,
nieces were into
agreed.
that. My nieces were into that, and I would go. I need to have you over to the Kitty Cat condo to watch Twilight Zone. So I'd always make this pause. I go Twilight Zone, and I did have them over, and we watched one of the first ones I showed. Well, I showed them Walking Distance and Living Doll. So something from the first year and something from the last season.
Neat.
And of course, my oldest niece, after showing Living Doll, she goes,
She threw away all
"What?"
her dolls.
She goes, "Why did you show that to us, Uncle Brian?"
Yeah.
Because I introduced the episode. This is why Uncle Brian does not like dolls. Of course, I like action figures. I just don't like dolls.
There's no difference. The only difference between action figures and dolls is what you do with them. And right now, I would say that most people, men, women, what have you, if you're getting a hot toy, it is a doll. It is something for display. That's what dolls are for.
It's an action figure because it has several points of articulation. Dolls
points of articulation. So does Barbie. Barbie has articulation as well. In fact, I would say some damn fine articulation.
Well, but
without
not
joints,
not
it's
as much
all
as my
underneath
creature
the
from the
plastic.
Black Lagoon.
Well, dude,
or my xenomorph. No,
you have
Barbie
gifted me a Bride of Frankenstein, two of them, in fact, and I have opened one of them, the one that my sister gave me, and the ones that you gave me are still in their boxes, pristine, on display. I would say that's sort of something that a 90-year-old granny with her china head dolls would do and be like, don't touch it, don't play with it, you look at it, you appreciate the aesthetics. And I don't mean this with any offense. But there is, let's call it a statuette.
Yeah,
sure.
My coworkers when I was still working
we do got to wrap up.
The nurses and the medical assistants, when I show them pictures of my Hot Toys and Sideshow collectible action figures, they would go, you got to come over here. Brian's showing some of his dolls, and I went, action figures. It's like they're not dolls.
Well, it reminds me of an episode of Cheers where Norm is making fun of Cliff, and he's like, "Well, don't you write in a diary, Cliff?" And then Cliff snaps, and he's like, "It's a journal."
It's a journal, yeah. Yeah, for guys, it's a
girls
journal.
girls write in diaries and boys write in journals. Yeah, that was the story for Doug, the cartoon, the Nickelodeon cartoon. Yeah. He wrote in a journal.
Yeah, we've got
all right, the poll.
And so there's a poll, and thank you again. If you listen to this on the replay, Eugene Bird, here's I couldn't find a Cedric Diggory clip, so here's Fred and George. Oh, Fred and George are not actually in that clip. Damn it. Okay, well,
Hey, it was
anyway.
Mr. Potter.
Mischief managed. Otherwise anyone can read it.
Yeah, you gotta program those. I love those spells.
Bah
They're kind of like
humbug.
computer programming. And
I
which
voted in the
episode
poll just in
do
the nick of
you
time.
which episode do you enjoy more?
5
And
characters in a
oh,
in
5
search of an X.
characters
Yeah, that
in
was
search of
mine.
an X
Yeah.
and 5 characters in search of an exit wins with 58% over Once Upon a Time with 42%. Very cool. Very good. And
Scotty,
that
did you
actually
vote?
I did.
Was it for
that
5
actually
characters?
No.
Ah!
No, you know what? Because I had never seen Once Upon a Time. I
Okay.
was sort of enamored, even at the I know people don't like to say subverting of expectations, but if I were to tune in 1961 to a silent movie when I thought I was going to be watching The Twilight Zone, I would have been like, what is going on? Oh my God, is that Buster Keaton? And then it goes on to this, like, seeing someone who had innovated the beginnings of cinema being in a Twilight Zone episode dealing with time travel. I found all of that very, very fascinating. I enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed the music. And also, not to take away from 5 characters, but as I mentioned, 5 characters was the first one I ever saw. And so while I was watching it, it does turn into one of my biggest complaints about the Twilight Zone that I've expressed since the beginning of being on your show, Jill, is that you have this incredible dramatic wait, and then you have to wait until the last 5 minutes to find out what that dramatic wait means. And so while I really enjoyed it as a child, and I've seen this episode probably 3 or 4 times since I saw it originally, and this is probably my 6th, I appreciate it. I like it, but there is something about putting myself in the shoes of the audience of 1961 where I had more value to Once Upon a Time than I did to what essentially is an acting tour de force that is altered by my growing up with it. And I just found it's almost cliched Twilight Zone in my mind at this
well,
point. And
I think
I
it's
really like
just
Twilight Zone that surprises me.
oh, yeah, and it can. The Twilight Zone strays from its own formula more often than not, but I like the classic, twists.
Yeah,
I don't mind. I don't
Scotty, I
mind being
thought you liked it.
surprised.
I thought
I
you
do
liked
like it.
surprises.
I do
Scott-
like it.
Scotty, I thought you liked the O. Henry twists of Twilight
I
Zone.
do like the O. Henry twists, but the only problem is that when you know the only O. Henry twists, it's like, oh, is that like even with the one with Lee Marvin when he was the one, like maybe like there's an ambiguity as to what happened. Like I don't know. It depends on the O. Henry twist. And while this was innovative at the time, like I do think that 5 characters is a good episode. I would recommend it to anybody getting into the Twilight Zone for the first time. But because it is something that is somewhat familiar to me, it was edged out by Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll play it for my kids for Christmas and see what happens.
Yeah, they're gonna want a hobo doll.
I'm gonna influence their Christmas
hopefully
list.
Hopefully you'll be ready with the hobo doll and the bagpiper.
Bagpipe,
yeah. Your son is gonna be like, buy me bagpipes, Mom. Good
like an
luck
actual
with
bagpipe.
that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm just going to look at the chat just for a little bit, just to see what I missed out on, because I got to the point where I had to focus on the review. And I think I got through some of these, so I'm looking through. It's like the tale of the 5 blind men describing an elephant. Each only had a piece of the truth, just like these 5 characters. And I think that's interesting too. I like that too.
A lot.
I love the philosophies that they exchanged also.
Indeed.
Jacob says, just did a search. There are hobo dolls and a hobo clown doll. I did
wow.
mention that, chat.
How about a hobo clown doll sergeant or major? No.
Ooh, wow.
That would be an AWOL hobo doll.
Yeah, that would be AWOL sergeant hobo clown doll. No.
Wow, we're really combining things here.
Yes,
Yep.
we're mixing genres.
And let's see. No, okay. This was regarding Jessie. No, she left Jessie in a donation box, and she was eventually bought by the collector and rescued by Woody and Buzz. That's what she meant by abandoning. Not when she was a kid, but when she was just
Right.
Andy's mom.
Right.
It's been a while since I've seen Toy Story 2.
Okay. Oh, and at
Kronos,
2:05
I'm
p.m.,
leaving.
Kronos left.
Oh no, we upset Kronos.
Yeah,
Well-
well, I wasn't reading I wasn't on it with the chat. I was on it with
Yeah.
my review, and it's fair enough. I do
Yeah.
love
Well,
Kronos.
and we
though.
do appreciate you, chat, everyone who is here, everyone who supports the channel, and thank you for being here. We apologize if we can't accommodate all of your messages. We do appreciate all of them, but sometimes time restraints and conversation flow restrict our interaction.
Mhm.
Was that good? Was that good?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Herc 130 says King
So
9
dramatic.
will not return as the first Twilight Zone that he remembers the most. And then Gavin says there's another Lee
Yes, sounds
Marvin
great.
episode still to come. Yeah, Steel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's from the 5th season.
The Major is unloved. His sword is broken, and his medal's wonky. Well,
And his hair stayed mussed up a little throughout the episode, so his hair's a little, but it looked pretty good when he fell in the snow.
Quick question.
Well,
quick question.
The snow cleaned his hair.
There you go.
Yeah. Quick
And
question.
straightened his medals. Yes.
Real mustache or fake mustache
Fake.
on William Wyndham? Is it fake?
Yeah, it's in fact, Mark Scott Zachary asked Lamont Johnson. He goes, "Do you remember if William Wyndham's mustache was real or fake?" And Lamont goes, "I don't remember, but in the commentary by William Wyndham, it's fake."
Okay. But the thing is,
he
remember when we
verifies
were,
that it's fake, but it looks
remember
pretty
when we were-
good for a fake
it
one.
doesn't look bad. Yeah,
Doesn't
I was
look
looking
bad.
at the top, like right at his the top
Yes.
near his nose. And
Same
I was like,
here.
I don't know. I would give him, that was a
Yeah.
good fake mustache.
Yeah, that was
It wasn't like
so
that
much
Civil
better.
War guy from the
Oh,
other
that was
episode.
awful.
That was
Of course,
terrible.
that was more of a thicker, a bigger and thicker Civil War-ish era mustache, but it's like it just enhanced the fakiness.
Oh, that's a good question
Unfortunately.
and answer. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
It's
it looked
snowing
really
when-
good in high
Here's
def
another good question. Phantom Outsider asks, it's snowing when they show the exterior. Why is there no snow falling into the barrel?
because it's
Black magic.
because there's an umbrella above it.
Because
No, I don't. It's there's something that's blocking the snow at that angle. I don't
Yes.
care. I'm not going to overthink it. Oh, I just overthought it. No.
Oh, speaking of overthinking things, here's Gavin Blackburn's woke joke of the day. Climbing over men to get to the top. This episode is woke.
Yes.
Well, like I said, Susan Harrison. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, she could totally
She can
go. I'm
climb
not gonna
on
say
me.
that.
No.
Yeah, no, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I was going to say
Tuesday.
something about faces and sitting.
But yeah, she's
Yes. Well, I was expecting that from you earlier.
She's,
You're
quite
you've got
lovely and-
self-control today.
she's quite
I do.
lovely, and her eyes are just gorgeous.
Well, and the thing, she had a very, very short career. Like, she was only active in acting for about 10 years. Little over 10 years. And so, and she didn't, she has sadly passed away, but not until in the 2000s. So she had a long and wonderful life, and my best wishes to her and her family. But it's always interesting when we go back and we see these classic beauties, and they are engaging and fantastic. And then it's like, yep, they were acting for 5 years and said, forget all this noise, Silent Bob. I'm out of Hollywood. I'm going to go live a normal life.
Yeah, she's sadly had a short career.
Well, but happily a long life.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I
Booger
saw.
said the thing. He said he goes back to the beginning and says, Alamarain. Yeah, move along home.
Yeah, I saw some.
Alamarain, count to 4. Alamarain, then one more.
He, they were quoting some more Commodore Decker lines in the chat there.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it went by pretty quick, so I didn't see who actually was doing it. But
That's wonderful. Yeah. And
And
and as it, rightly so, we got two episodes with 2 Star Trek actors
yeah,
today, which is a ton of fun.
yes.
Phantom Outsider says maybe toys have an autonomic default to freeze, but can only override it willfully, like they did with Sid.
Uh-huh.
oh, right, I forgot about how they
Oh,
terrorized
that's right.
Sid.
That's right. They did do that. And yeah, it's automatic to behave the way they do, but they can undo it if they want to.
But that doesn't make sense when it comes to Buzz Lightyear, because Buzz Lightyear would just be like, as soon as a human walks into the room, he would be standing there with his hands on his hips, being like, "What of it? I am from Star Command."
Well, I thought I
But it
explained
would
it
be a
earlier. It's
giant.
just their natural response, just
It,
like breathing and sleeping
yeah,
is for us.
it'd be a giant. I think Buzz Lightyear would be terrified. No.
Oh, no, Buzz Lightyear is very brave. He wouldn't be very. Does
Especially
anybody?
on Espanol.
But it's just like sneezing for. It's
Oh, did
just.
I see
It's
Herc
just
say something
instinct
about a scary
reflex.
clown doll?
Yeah. Does anybody really play with scary clown dolls? I had a doll that was a clown when I was little, and it was like one of those dolls that had the buttons and the zipper and the patches and all
Yeah, I had
those.
my one of
His
my
name was
aunt.
Johnny Newbaker.
Oh,
I only have one scary clown doll, and it's a 3.5-inch Joker. So
yeah, my Aunt Marjorie gave me a clown that she made. It was a handmade clown doll that was almost as big as me when I was about 2.5, between 2.5 and 3 years old. I was gifted that. I have a picture of me pulling that around, but we're running out of time.
We actually are out of time. But Phantom Outsider says, but Fred and George never questioned why Peter Pettigrew was in bed with Ron every night at Hogwarts. Well, they thought it was they still thought that Scabbers was a rat. They didn't know yet that it was Peter.
sodomy.
Well, no, that never happened. Uncle
Buggery.
Scotty will get him a hobo doll. That never happened either.
No, I'm not
You
going to get a
can't.
hobo
You just
doll.
You just translated that into British.
Horrible
That's right.
things.
The glove
Yeah.
cleaner said Susan Harrison is in Sweet Smell of Success. He's correct. I forgot about that.
Which one
But
is
there's
Sweet
no
Smell of Success? I always think of the
That's
Michael
the
J.
one with
Fox
Burt
Secret of
Lancaster.
My Success.
No, Burt Lancaster is a Walter Winchell type newspaper columnist, and Tony Curtis is playing his up and comer.
Oh,
he's kind of trying to get the favor of this guy and
is
advance his
Natalie
career.
Wood in that?
No, Susan Harrison is the.
My mistake.
If I recall correctly, because Gavin.
Okay, I get it now. Phantom Outsider saying that it said Peter Pettigrew in Ron's bed at Hogwarts, so they had the Marauders map, and so they should have seen that Peter was sleeping in Ron's bed. That's a good point.
You know what? It's too late in the stream to bring it up, and I don't think it's appropriate for me to say anything.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Ron Weasley was the Richard Gere of Hogwarts, or not.
What? No, not. He didn't. Well, no, he was too.
Don't go into it, Jill. Let's keep plowing
He was
through.
too much of a coward to ever do that, even if he wanted to.
All you need is a paper tube and a gerbil.
Yeah. It's just maybe Fred and George were too busy doing other stuff to look at what Ron was doing in the map, and they were just not interested. And And maybe they thought it was just another student named Peter, and it's like, okay, he's asleep. There's another, because they did have bunk beds sometimes.
Fascinating,
I don't know.
Penny.
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So
Great.
let's go. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I'm really late.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I got to get some lunch. My stomach's been growling for the last 45 minutes or more. You may have even picked it up on the on my microphone. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either.
What's that? Is that an earthquake going on there in Stone Racket Land? Yes, my stomach.
I thought it was
it's not a bell.
landing.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of
thank you, everybody. Yeah.
This week, just so I can whoop. So Thursday, we're going to be doing sort of a fun time hangout here, and it's Fallout Day. It is the future anniversary of when the bombs fell. And so there might be Fallout news from Bethesda. We don't know. We're going to have a conversation about that.
There might be news. That's great.
There might be news. We'll have to figure it out. Don't forget, they're on like Pacific time. So all of their news is in the past. And then on Friday, we're going to be hanging out talking about Demon Knight on Old Man English Bastard. Right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. On Friday, we're going to be Old Man English Bastard.
And then also, just because it is going to be a hodgepodge on Thursday, not just Fallout Day. Tonight, I'm actually going to go see One Battle After Another, the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And I am determined to have a conversation with you about this, Jill. I am almost up to date on all of the episodes of Star Trek Con, the audio drama.
Oh, congratulations. So
I do want to have a conversation about that with you.
I have just one very important question about that, and I don't mind spoilers. I need to know whether or not they do one certain thing that'll make or break the entire thing for me.
We'll talk about it on Thursday. And then also the Phantasmagorium is fantastic. Just previously, Kat had a solo stream doing multiple reviews. And on Cinema Gulp, they just released an Alien roundtable conversation review. Don't forget to check out our Firefly Serenity review. And if I have my druthers, shortly after Halloween, we're going to be talking about the Billy Crystal Gregory Hines movie, Running Scared. And so that's all I have to say.
Perfect. Hey, and wonderful. Exciting. And Stone Racket, did you have anything you wanted to share with everybody before we go?
Tomorrow on my channel, we're having a member stream. And, wait a minute. I don't have a channel. We don't have memberships because there's no channel.
Then why did you invite me?
It's a trick, a jest, a lark.
That's always the way.
A bit of whimsy. But
thanks. Wow, you were influenced by the clown in the second episode.
Thanks for having me, and it's always fun discussing this classic series with both of you, and we will have another incredible episode next week in Nothing in the Dark, which is an episode that really touched my mother.
Oh, wow.
Well,
we'll hear all about that next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No. Yeah, spoilers for next week. We'll hear all about Stone Racket's mom's affiliation with this episode. Thanks again, everyone, for being amazing in the panel, in the chat. And I hope to see you again, well, of course, on Thursday and Friday, and then next Tuesday in the Twilight Zone.
See you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Tuesday.
Friday, I'm in love.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, you know, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
I'll see you in the future.